Hello and welcome. My name is Donald Tucker. In an effort to continue to provide for our students and connect families across the country, this year we are taking our efforts to a whole new level. Our commitment to the district's children is unwavering. We believe that athletics plays a vital role in the personal growth, character development, and overall well-being. That's why we need your help today. By partnering with us, you become an integral part our journey to empower and uplift these young athletes. Visit our website, www.springdaleathleticfoundation.org, where you can find out more information about our organization, our impact, and how you can help support. So I invite you to stand with us, partner with the Springdale Athletic Foundation, and be a part of something truly special. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of our district kids and ensure that Springdale sports continues to set the standards in athletics across the state.
Shot on the way, and good!
Welcome into the Springdale Bulldog pregame show here on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television. Springdale coming off an emotional 47-43 win over crosstown rival Harbor. They turn their attention to the Rogers Mounties tonight. And joining us, as he always does, the head coach of the Bulldogs, Brett Hobbs, fresh off a Gatorade bath at the end of the game last week. Did you get all of it out of your hair?
I hope so. It took a little bit. Definitely sticky, but, it was... I enjoyed it.
That's you'll take the Gatorade bath after a win over your crosstown rival. Talk to me a little bit about the emotion of that game, because it was a back and forth affair. You guys jump out real fast. Harbor gets back in the game, and then from that point, it was like watching a tennis match.
Yeah, it really was. We started out. That was probably the best and fastest start that we started out with, and I look and there's still 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and I told our team and our kids that. With rivalry games, there's going to be a lot of emotions. There's going to be some waves and everything, and we just kind of got to settle in, into the game. And we jumped out early. They came back, and then, they got the momentum going into halftime. We were down by one. I walk into the into the locker room at halftime, and it just kind of felt like the air kind of deflated a little bit. So I knew we were going to have to get back and start out fast in the third quarter, and we did.
One play, 78 yards, and Carson Hader. We don't talk about Carson enough, I think. He's going to Harding. He is a superstar among superstars. Little bit of everything. You asked him, you moved him from running back to quarterback. I saw he played defensive back, had a pass breakup at the end of the game. Talk to me about just kind of what he means to the team going forward. It's obviously what we see on the field, but it's the off-the-field stuff.
Yeah, he really makes our team, our offense go. He brings a lot of confidence to the other players as well. He's able to make plays, and I think our players feed off of him. And, with his leadership ability and his big play capability, really helps our team and the overall mindset.
So many heroes on Friday night to talk about. I want to start with the guy that probably sealed the deal and had the biggest moment of his career, DJ Manuel. What people may not realize about DJ, sure, we saw the 95-yard interception return, but the play before, tracked a guy on an over route, got a pass breakup on a receiver that was open. Yeah. He makes a great play. That enables the 95-yarder.
Yeah, DJ's an unbelievable player. Great football instinct, especially as a sophomore. We kind of seen him grow this year. Each game get a little bit better and better, and he baited that. The
second week in a row he's done
that.
Yes,
he has, and he's getting really good at that. Coach DeMonte Carter is doing a great job with the corners and getting them playing at a high level. But DJ made an unbelievable play, to seal it and everything, and. It's probably one of the most exciting plays, that I've witnessed coaching.
Another guy that probably doesn't get as much credit as he deserves is Shem Paul. And as I was rewatching the game Saturday morning, I texted Robert Johnson, his coach in junior high, and I said he played the game of his life in this ballgame. He had 2 fumble recoveries. He was everywhere, stopping the running game. And talk to me a little bit about Shem. We know about Easton. Easton is one of those flash guys, but Shem's just a worker, man. He's right in there, and he'll stick his nose in there and make tackles.
Yeah, he really is. Each and every game. And, this has been going on since last year. Shim is kind of, he's kind of our heart and soul a little bit of that defense. He gets everybody going, and he's just able to make plays. But that was one thing that we talked about as a coaching staff. He was on point, Friday night, and he was, really playing a heck of a game, and deserves a lot of credit.
We're breaking records around here, and as I always tell people, if you break a school record here at Springdale, you're doing something, because we've been doing this a very, very long time. Broke the school rushing record back against Van Buren. DJ's interception return is the longest in school history, and it is 95. I had several angles on it.
Yeah.
But then you trot A.J. Woods out there for a 56-yard field goal, and as we were sitting there, I'm like, he's got range from 60. He's told me he's good from 65. But to see it done in a game, that's the second longest field goal in state history. It is the school record. And one of the great stories is AJ's dad sitting in one row in front of Alex Tejada, who confirms he just broke my record.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? What a great night. And, we have all the confidence in the world in AJ.
Have we checked the
How
mics and
strong,
everything?
of a leg he has and everything. But his accuracy, is really on point. But, how exciting was that? But I knew, he does have the leg. And I knew if there was any game that he would have a little bit more juice, it would be definitely this Harbor game. And so it was a huge kick for us. And, as you go on throughout the game, you realize, those plays and that field goal, was really, really big for us.
I hate the term glue guy. It's one of my least favorite terms in sports, but it does help when your glue guy is one of your best players. And a guy that we don't, again, talk enough about is Easton Hahn. He's going both ways, had 5 catches in the ballgame, had the touchdown. But on the first offensive play of the game, he made a kick-out block that sprung Wilder for 35 yards. He does the little stuff, not just offensively, not just defensively. He returned a punt. I was kind of laughing and chuckling when I see Easton back there, but he's just a football player.
Yeah, 100%. You ask him to do anything, and he's going to do it 100%, and he's going to work on it until he gets it down, whether it be, blocking on offense or, receiving and catching punts, obviously on defense. He does so many different things, and he's one of those guys that you can rely on, you can trust out there, and, he's a competitor football player.
Let's talk about the bigger picture now. Second conference win. Historically, that means you're in the playoffs. Now we're playing for seeding with the bulk of your conference season ahead of you. Talk to me about just the mood after that. This is not just an emotional game against your crosstown rival, but you got a lot to play for going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it gives us a lot of confidence going in. And, one thing I want to make sure of is our guys that they come back this week and, ready to go. Obviously, we're going to have to be ready against a high-powered Rogers team. But, I felt like in some ways we shocked Springdale, the town of Springdale on Friday, and now we have an opportunity to shock the state coming up this Friday.
Coach Hobbs and I will turn our attention to the Rogers Mounties. They average about 66 points.
What's the only thing better than ordering your Whataburger favorites right on your phone? Earning free Whataburger while doing it. Download the Whataburger app to get started, just like you like it.
I am the March 2024 Springdale Spotlight winner.
The February 2024 winner of Springdale Spotlight.
I was the winner of the May 2024 Springdale Spotlight.
I'm the Springdale Spotlight winner of Summer 2024.
Use the hashtag Springdale Family when posting about the great things happening in our school.
You could win a prize pack just like this.
So don't forget, take it and tag it.
And you may be the next winner.
Hashtag
Springdale
Family.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Welcome back to the Springdale Bulldog pregame show here on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television. We turn our attention to tonight's opponent, the Rogers Mounties. This is one of the most explosive offenses in the state. They're highly ranked. They score a lot of points, almost 66 a game. They'll give up some points. First impressions when you take a look at the Mounties.
Oh, I'm telling you, just a really good football team. Obviously it starts with their offense, very explosive. It starts with their quarterback, number one, Reagan, which, he's a two-time All-State player at receiver and quarterback last year. He really makes the offense go. And then you got Braxton Lindsay. You got a bunch of different weapons that they can use. And so we got to make sure and do a good job of trying to contain them. I think first and foremost, we've got to be able to stop the run and stop the quarterback. And, if we do that, I feel pretty good. I feel like our offense, the way that we're playing, if we don't turn the ball over, we can have a good night as well.
You mentioned the turnover margin. You guys are +3 on the year. And we've talked about this, when the penalties and turnovers down, you guys are lethal on the offensive end. But this is different because of the pace at which they play. You talk about Jeff Regan. He's small. He's hard to get a shot at. He's hard to get your hands on. And once he breaks free, he's really, really quick.
Yeah, he's really good in the open field. He's going to make people miss, and that's going to be our message to our defensive guys, is to understand that, hey, he's going to make you miss at times. The one thing that we need to do is make sure that we're playing fast and aggressive, that we're not trying to slow down, trying not to miss the tackle. We need to be aggressive in there, and if we do miss, which we're going to at times because he is that good, as long as we have good pursuit, from our help and our defense, hopefully we'll have some guys there even if we do miss the tackle.
Is the tempo that worrisome, or is it something that you guys practice against and can get ready for?
One of the things we have since we scrimmage Shiloh, one of the things that we do is we run 2 offensive scout huddles. So as soon as, one group comes to run a play, as soon as that whistle blown dead, the next group is coming on. So it makes our guys really react, be able to line up quickly, get the call. And the one thing that it does at a fast pace is you've got to play, a lot of basic defense in order to be able to get the call, be able to be on the same page and to relay that call in.
Coaches tell me all the time that in an offense like this, you need game wreckers on the defensive side, and you've got one in 99, Junior Rodriguez. That's a guy that, for his size, you don't think he's as quick as he is, but he can get to a gap and really collapse a running game. Did that several times against Harvard.
Yeah, he really did. And, he might not show up as much on the, the stat chart and everything, but he's in the backfield. He's creating double teams. He's freeing up Shim Paul and some of those guys to be able to make plays. And, he does a great job. He's very, he is quick for his size. He's back there a lot in the backfield. But he can do a great job on the defensive line for us.
We talk about DJ. We know DJ's an elite level corner, but the guy on the other side is a physical guy, Jacoby Mason. He had a couple of tackles, and one, you don't see a lot of corners making TFLs, but that's a guy that you may focus on DJ a little bit, but you better be careful going to the other side.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and we're blessed to have 2 really good corners, and Jacoby brings a little bit more experience, and being a senior. He's been through, the fire a little bit in the 7A West, so he understands what it's about, but he is a very physical corner, and that helps us, not only in the run, but also in the pass game when he does play press coverage.
Talk to me about Marquise Coben. He's starting to show up more and more. This is a guy that played a lot of minutes when Easton got hurt last year, and he's sort of finding his way this year. He was all over the place against Harvard.
Yeah, he's done a good job this whole year, and that's kind of what we expected from him. He plays multiple positions, so anytime if Easton has to go out, he's going to play that dog linebacker position. But Marquise kind of finding his own, out there as our nickel player, does a great job as far as rerouting number 2. He's been able to read the screens very well, and then whenever he does get to the ball, he gets there a little bit with some anger.
Yeah, he's angry.
So he's going to deliver a good hit, and he's a very physical player. So we're going to need him as we continue to move on, and this would be a big week for him again as well.
I know as a defensive coach, you love seeing depth on that defensive line, and we're starting to see that. Winton had a really nice game against Harbor, and Gavin Jones is coming along, and Jay's back.
Yes.
And then you throw in Lowland in the middle of this. You've got a nice rotation there on that defensive line.
Yeah, you got to keep those guys fresh, and especially whenever you're facing teams that's going to be running, a lot of plays, and they're going to be playing at fast pace. You got to keep those guys rotating in there, and we're lucky enough to, be able to do that and not fall off whenever we do bring in some new guys. So hopefully it'll keep them fresh, be able to play hard, and really get after that offensive line.
As always, special teams are going to play a huge part in this. And we talk about the kick coverage units were very good last week. The receiving teams were good last week. And then you throw AJ into that mix. That's that third component. When you're in a game like this, you're going to need them.
Yeah, 100%. And one thing that we do need to clean up is making sure our kickoff return team. The past 2 weeks we've given up. A turnover on there. And so we've got to make sure that we're in our correct alignment. We're doing our job. And plus with Rogers in the past, they've onside kicked against us. They're continuing to do it this year. So we've definitely got to work and practice that. But special teams is going to play a huge role in it. And, anytime we have A.J. Woods on our side, though, it really helps us out.
Two guys that probably get overlooked in your offense are the wide receivers. We saw David Smith make his first career reception. And then Orion Leatu is the one that recovered the onside kick at the end. I mean, a beautiful catch, made got on the ground. Those are the little things. And as this team matures and gets a little bit older, you're an incredibly young team, but as this team matures and gets older, that's stuff that you can take forward with you.
Yeah, 100%. It's great playing experience. And, Orion, we keep talking. He does a great job on the perimeter blocking and stuff.
Yeah, he does.
But I do feel like as we move on throughout the season that we're going to be able to incorporate him more and more into the offense. And but just putting him out there on our hands team and being able to recover that onside kick just kind of tells you his maturity, and his competitive spirit, that we feel comfortable enough to put him out there and him be able to make a play.
Well, Coach, best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Kickoff's coming up. You're watching the Springdale Bulldog pregame show on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Cassie Lloyd, the head volleyball coach at Harbor High School, and without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Brandy Davis, girls basketball coach at Central Junior High. Thank you for donating to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your generosity.
Five, 5 out, and number
ready to the field. It's time for one of our favorite traditions here at Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. Our little Bulldog cheerleaders are taking the field. These future Bulldogs have been working hard all week alongside our high school cheer squad to learn their routines and show off their school spirit. Let's give a big round of applause and plenty of Bulldog pride for our little Bulldog cheerleaders. Let's hear it for these young athletes as they help us get ready for kickoff. Your music is on. Let's hear it one more time for our little Bulldog cheerleaders. Great job, girls. You brought the energy and the spirit to Bulldog Stadium tonight. We want to thank all of our K-5 cheerleaders, their families, and our Springdale High cheer squad for helping make this special performance possible. You are the future of Bulldog Nation. Go Bulldogs!
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps. Hometown fresh.
Goodbye, guessing. Hello, confidence. So long, stress. Hello, security. Farewell, running to the bank. Hello, banking from anywhere. Get a quick view of your balance, block lost debit cards, and quickly deposit checks anywhere, anytime with the highly rated Arvest Go mobile app from Arvest Bank. Goodbye, limits. Hello, possibilities.
Advanced Manufacturing needs you. For every 4 jobs, there's 1 applicant. Let business industry training take you to the next level. Either as a startup or as an incumbent worker, BIT has your menu.
I came to BIT to advance my skills in the electrical control field. If you want to better yourself, you need to come to business industry training.
Accidents are never planned. But no matter how small, every emergency that involves a child is a big deal. It's everything. That's why we're here. Arkansas Children's Northwest offers the only pediatric emergency room in Northwest Arkansas with fast access, pediatric experts, and kid-sized care. Peace of mind when you need it most.
My name is Eric Burnett. I am the Assistant Athletic Director for the Springdale School District. I am so grateful for your donations to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Chris Wood, Assistant Athletic Director of the Springdale School District. It's because of the generosity of people like you, we are able to fully support the Fuel and Feet program. For this, we thank you and appreciate your help. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
I'm Jason Jones, principal at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community of Springdale. We support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I am Paul Gree, principal at Harbor High School. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale School Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Arkansans appreciate community. We work and raise families, care for our neighbors, and come together in good times and bad. At First Security, that local strength is what we love best about our home state. There is commitment here, and heart, and hope. Thank you to everyone who is standing together, learning from one another, and making Arkansas a place we all love to call home. We're proud to be your community bank.
Sometimes a dream car has nothing to do with horsepower or performance.
My dream car is the one that gets me to my job every day. The one that lets me help a friend in need.
I didn't think I had the credit. My credit score wasn't that good. But Carmart believed in me.
They believed in me. My dream car, a 2016 Nissan Sentra. What's yours?
America's Carmart. You keep the dream, and we'll keep you on the road.
On behalf of Superintendent Dr. Jared Cleveland, Principal Jason Jones, and staff, the students, and the alumni of Springdale High School, it's our pleasure to welcome you to this presentation of Springdale Athletic Foundation Television. Zach Arndt, high atop Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium, alongside Coach Robert Johnson. Rogers Mounties in town. Springdale coming off an emotional win over crosstown rival Harbor. And we're getting set for the coin toss. There you see the captains, A.J. Woods, Aaron Casados, Jay Glenn, and Jed Wallace for the Dogs. And, coaches, we get ready for this. It's a big game here for Springdale coming off that, what is essentially their biggest game of the year, best game of the year.
Yes, so and like you said, super emotional. And you know, this is the game you just want them to come out and play with that same kind of emotion and same kind of physicality.
This Rogers team comes in averaging 57 points a game. They score a ton.
Right.
And Springdale's defense really going to be under pressure tonight. We see the coin toss, and we'll get some information here in just a second. Find out what the strategies are here. Lots going on around Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. We're going to detail that. Springdale's won the toss. They're going to defer. So Rogers is going to get the football first. And let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. First of all, happy first birthday to Cape Hobbs.
Yes.
Coach Hobbs' son.
That's awesome.
Celebrating his first birthday, born on this day 1 year ago. So I know that Coach is very excited, very amped up to get out there tonight and get this underway. A couple of things. A.J. Woods this week. Certified as the second longest field goal in state history, tied with two others after the 56-yarder last week. Also, DJ Manuel, longest interception return in school history.
Wow.
95 yards last week. That was the one that sealed the deal.
Yeah.
So Springdale coming in on a high.
You bet.
But this is a different opponent than we've
Exactly. You know, and like you said, they're super prolific on the offensive side, and they're going to put up some points, and they're going to make you chase them. And defensively, like you said, they're just going to try to pressure you and make you make mistakes.
A couple of names you're going to become very familiar with here with this Rogers Mounties team. Jeff Regan, their quarterback, all-state performer last year. He hasn't let up a bit.
Exactly. That kid is super fast. He's very quick. He does a really good job managing the offensive side. And when you try to pressure him or you try to put a guy to spy on him, he's just one of the most elusive quarterbacks I've seen.
He can hand it off to a very talented running back, Titus Kramer.
Right.
He's over 500 yards rushing so far this season. Then he's got a bevy of wide receivers as well. Maybe if they have an Achilles heel, if Springdale comes onto the field, if Rogers has an Achilles heel, it may be their defense giving up about 28 a game.
Exactly. And that's one of the things. And like you and I were talking earlier, they're going to score some points. Their defense is not as good as their offense, but they want the ball and they're going to outscore you.
Springdale won the toss. They deferred. That's going to give Rogers the football first, and we'll send out this Springdale defense, which on the year has given up about 31.5 points per game. They've been very good against the rush. 158 yards per game is a good number in today's game. Been pretty good against the pass, 232. This is going to be a little bit different because Jeff Regan can do a lot of different things.
Right, and like you said, he's got about 3 or 4 kids he can throw it to. We had mentioned earlier the Lindsay kid might be out, but we saw him dressed out there at the coin toss, so – that's one of their best receivers by far.
Yeah, he plays the tight end position for them. His real strength is on the other side of the ball as an outside linebacker. So I don't know what it's going to be. He played a couple of plays last week in their win against Bentonville West. We'll see what the plan is as we get ready for football. Rogers is going to get the football first. A.J. Woods, as you know, will tee it up. He's about 75% on the year on his touchbacks. Very prolific at that.
This would be a good touchback right here.
That would be really good. Cooper Daniels back deep for Rogers, as well as it looks like Titus Kramer. He's number 4. He'll be near side. So we're ready for football. Glad you're along here on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television. AJ's got it teed up, and we are about to get week number 6 underway.
There it is.
It's going to go out of the end zone, and Rogers is going to take over the football. As we mentioned, they are led by Jeff Regan, all-state performer. This Rogers team 6-0 on the year, averages 51 points per game. Their head coach, Chad Harbison, 40-14 in his years at Rogers. So for Springdale across the front, Bien Lolan, it'll be Junior Rodriguez, Winton Cabin. Winton played really well last week. Chem Paul may have played the best game of his career last week. With Easton Hahn on the inside, it'll be Sanchez and Kumtak on the outside. Mason, DJ Manuel are your corners. Rax and Resham, Jed Wallace, your safety. So this will be the first play of the game. It'll be a 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the right of Jeff Regan. This is the first play of the ball game. This is Regan running left side. He's got a little bit of room, 20-yard line. He's going to get close to the first down yards. He powered his way up near the first down. Looks like he's going to be they're going to move the stick, so it is a first down on the first play of the ball game. And that's what Rogers likes to do, that quarterback power, that zone read. That's what they do best.
Yep. And they're going to try to get an extra blocker every time somewhere. They're going to look at numbers and try to get an extra blocker.
So they'll move the chains on the first play of the ball game. Ball at the 30-yard line. This is going to be the second play of the ball game. Bunch formation near side. Here's Regan on the reverse. Streaking down the far sideline. DJ Manuel going to track him down. That is Drayson Volk. And Springdale a little bit early on roller skates, but this is what you expect from this Rogers offense, and they're going to go quick.
Yeah, they're going to go fast, and that time it looked like the corner kind of got sucked in on the backside right there and had to recover and did that.
So that'll be another first down for Rogers. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Regan alone in the backfield, empty set for the Mounties. Regan to throw, first pass of the ballgame. Fires, pass complete. It's Volk again, 15-yard line, and he's going to walk into the end zone. So 3 plays, 80 yards, and Rogers is on the board.
Yeah, like we talked about, they're going to be prolific. They're going to score points, and they're going to make you chase them.
So a 30-yard touchdown pass from Jeff Regan to Drayson Volk puts Rogers on the board 6-0 with 11:24. That took 36 seconds. And now Springdale's I don't think this affects Springdale's offense,
no.
The offensive game plan at all, but now you're playing from behind, which is something they didn't want to do.
No. And the thing with us is offensively, we've got to stay on the field.
Juan Chaparro on to try the extra point. Snap's good. Kicks on the way. And it's good. So our new score with 11:24 to go here in the first quarter. Rogers 7, Springdale nothing. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Sometimes a dream car has nothing to do with horsepower or performance.
My dream car is the one that gets me to my job every day. The one that lets me help a friend in need.
I didn't think I had the credit. My credit score wasn't that good. But Car-Mart believed in me.
They believed in me. My dream car, a 2016 Nissan Sentra. What's yours?
America's Car-Mart. You keep the dream, and we'll keep you on the road.
They can score.
11:24 to go here in the first quarter. 36-second scoring drive, 3 plays, 80 yards, and Coach Springdale's best defense, maybe it's offense tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Offensively, they've got to come out, and they're going to have to sustain drives, keep the ball on the field, and keep their offense off the field. And that's they've got some weapons on the offensive side.
Yeah, they really do. Juan Chaparro has it teed up. Back deep for Springdale is Jacoby Mason. He's at the 5-yard line.
Watch the onside.
Absolutely, they did this. This is their game. As they're trying to steal possessions, and get their offense back on the field.
Yep.
So Chaparro's got it teed up. Springdale with 5 players within 15 yards of the football. Chaparro going to try the onside kick. And I think Springdale's got it at the 49-yard line.
Paul coming up.
Yep, we talked about it. I don't understand why you're doing this on the second drive on the first kickoff of the ball game, but Springdale comes up with a football. The onside kick recovered by the Dogs, and they'll have great field position at the 49-yard line.
Yep, that was great. I think that was Anthony Alba that got that. I said Chimpal. I saw the 4. But, Alba made that recovery. That was really good for him to come get it, because if he doesn't, that's probably going to be their ball.
You can tell Springdale had worked on that all week. Now, a change for Springdale. Carson Hayter's jersey is torn, so he will wear number 10 tonight. And Springdale will start in the flex bone. Lyle Sampson, Wilder Larice are the slot backs. Rancel Oriana, the running back. That's Larice in motion. First play of the ball game, little option, and we've got flags down.
Looks like it's on their side, or maybe defensive's off the sides.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense, number 11. 5-yard penalty, first down.
A 1st and 5, and we've talked about this. I've talked about this with Coach Hobbs all week. I mean, slow it down, slow it down. Your best defense is your offense controlling the football.
And I think you're going to see Carson watch that play clock, and you're going to see that as the ball goes down as well.
Leia comes near side. Lyle Sampson will go to the right of Carson Hayter, who's in the pistol. Now we've got pause in the action, and there we go. So now we're good to go. This will be 1st and 5, Springdale's first offensive play of the ball game. This is Carson with the pitch to Wilder Larice. First down yardage inside the 40, still going, 30-yard line. Wilder Larice on his feet inside the 20, first down Springdale.
Great job right there by Wilder just to stay in bounds. They forced him to the sideline. he kept his balance. And, of course, we've talked about this all year. He's gotten better every game.
Exactly the way they started the game last week against Harbor with a 35-yard run. This one goes for 28, and Springdale's got a 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Springdale on the year, 14 out of 16 in the red zone. That's 88% with 10 touchdowns. This will be 1st and 10 from the 16. They'll line up in the flex bone. Carson will go under center. Hayer's going to be dragged down in the backfield. That's Julian Arroyos with the tackle. It's going to wind up being about a 1-yard loss. Springdale will be backed up to the 17. Check that, the 18-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down. We'll call it 11 and a half or so. Clock running here, 10:35 first quarter. This will be 2nd down and 10. They're going to go back into the pistol formation. Oriana's the deep back. Wilder Larice to the right of Carson Hayter. Here's Oriana with room. Ransell close to the 10-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd down and manageable for the Dogs.
Good job right there. Good read by the quarterback. And I think that may be, as far as formation and play style right now, it kind of gets him off the line a little bit because they're going to try to press the issue, force quick pitches and things like that, and that was a good job there by Carson.
6-yard pickup brings up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 6. The line to make is about the 6.5-yard line. On the year, Springdale 39% on 3rd downs. This is a big one here. Wilder Larice is the deep back. Carson Hayter in the pistol. Here's Hayter with the pitch to Larice. Wilder trying to get around the outside. He does, into the end zone. Touchdown, Springdale.
Oh, no.
And we've got a flag down at the 5-yard line. We'll wait and see what this is, but I think we're in agreement here. This may be a holding penalty.
During the run, personal foul, face mask, offense, number 34.
Personal foul
15-yard
against
penalty from
Springdale
the spot of
for
the
face
5.
mask.
Replay 3rd down.
They're going to march it off from the 5, so it's going to run Springdale back to the 20-yard line.
Wow, that's huge right there.
So it wipes the touchdown off the board. It's going to make it 3rd down and 14. Springdale can get a 1st down at the 6-yard line. And that's a huge break for Rogers, as Springdale had sort of marched right down the field, put it in the end zone.
Yeah, matched them. And, now here's something you got to think about, too. If you get half or so of this, is this 4-down territory with them scoring so much.
3rd down, 14. Here's Carson in the shotgun. Carson looking for room. He's going to throw it, looking for Easton Hahn. Pass caught, 4-yard line, touchdown, Springdale. How about that for an answer?
That's a good little wrinkle. I had talked to Coach Hahn, and he had mentioned there's going to be some wrinkles that he'd kind of put together that they haven't seen yet, and that was one of them.
Here's a good look at it. Carson on the zone read, really looking for Easton Hahn with the catch at the 5, runs it into the end zone, so the personal foul, Springdale erases that off the board, and the Dogs, with the answer back at the 9:30 mark, we got a ball game.
Good job there. Good match right there, and just putting it back out there.
A.J. Woods on to try the extra point, 18 for 20 on the year, had 1 block last week. This one on the way. And good. So our new score with 9:30 to go in the first quarter. Springdale 7, Rogers 7. We'll be right back. You are watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
The Springdale scoring drives 4 plays, 49 yards. It's a 20-yard touchdown pass from Carson Hayter to Easton Hahn. A great answer for Springdale. It's a play that we haven't seen very much.
Right, yeah, that was, I talked to Coach Hahn, and he is a super great at making some kind of wrinkle out of a play here and there and adjustments, and that was one of the plays that we'd kind of talked about, and he does a great job.
Titus Kramer is the only player back for Rogers. Everybody else is within 15 yards of the ball. 10 players within 15 yards of the football. A.J. Woods has it teed up. He's just going to knock this one out of the back of the end zone. Another touchback for A.J. And now if Now we got a football game.
That's
Both
right.
teams have had the football. We've had 7 plays. We got 14
That's
points.
right. Had unbelievable. We knew it was going to be. It's going to be one of those games, and then we're just going to have to match what they do. And the defenses are going to. It's going to come down to one of the defenses making a stop.
Jeff Regan will bring the Rogers offense out. We talked about the Springdale defense last week. 3 takeaways in that ball game to push their turnover margin to +3 on the season, but they came at really timely in timely moments.
You're right.
So Rogers will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 4 wide receiver set. Titus Kramer is the running back. That's Kramer in motion. Regan will flip it to him at the 15-yard line. Springdale trying to get there. Got him at the 26, and they're going to wrap him up. Boy, they're really good at sort of fighting for that extra 3 or 4 yards. He's going to be close to a first down.
Yeah, they definitely get some good yak yards.
That was a pass because it did go, a run because it did go backwards. It's going to be good for 9 yards up to the 29-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1. It's a simple play. It's a long handoff.
Well, it's like a toss. Yeah, get those athletes the ball in space.
So Rogers will empty the backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation. This is going to be 2nd down and 1. Here's Regan to throw, and we've got flags down. Looks like it's going to be a false start against Rogers.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 14, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Is the call. It'll back him up to the 24-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6. And, that touchdown, huge answer, kind of calms everything down.
100% there. They went 3 plays, we went 4, so we did stay a little bit longer.
Same formation. 3 wide receivers will come to the right of Jeff Regan. This is going to be 2nd down and 6. Regan under pressure. Gets away. 20-yard line, 30-yard line, still on his feet. 35-yard line, down the sidelines. Regan with room. Inside the 40, still going, and he's going to walk in for a touchdown. It's going to be a 74-yard touchdown run, and Springdale had him in the backfield.
Yeah, they did. They had him wrapped up right there, and like we talked about early, how elusive that kid is, and he just found a crease, and that's all it takes.
So 74 yards on the touchdown run, and it's going to put Rogers up 13-7. Jeff Regan is he's an Air Force commit. Going to be heading to the Air Force Academy next year. And you can see why Coach Calhoun out there is going to be real excited.
He's going to fit that offense well.
Yes, he is. Chaparro on to try the extra point. Holder is Braxton Holland. Snap's good. Kicks on the way. And it's good. So our new score with 9:04 to go here in the first quarter. Rogers 14, Springdale 7. We'll be right back. You are watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
My name is Adobe, and this is my Chick-fil-A success story. When I started as a team member, I was pretty shy and struggled with my confidence. And now, that same shy person, she owns her own Chick-fil-A restaurant.
What's the only thing better than ordering your Whataburger favorites right on your phone? Earning free Whataburger while doing it. Download the Whataburger app to get started, just like you like it.
The Rogers scoring drive's 2 plays, 80 yards. Regan goes in from 74 yards out. And, Coach, you've dealt with these kinds of players before. Right. This is a hard guy to get on the ground. It's not a size thing. He can lose you in a phone booth.
Exactly, and that's one of those things. He's so quick. He's so just it's just unbelievable watching him. And you try to contain him, and he makes a step here and makes you step in. And he's just really good. And we're going to have to do an excellent job just keeping him contained.
Juan Chaparro has it teed up, and they tried the onside kick on the first kickoff. Jacoby Mason's back deep for Springdale. Here's Chaparro, and they're going to try it again. This one bounces, and Rogers has the football at the 45-yard line.
Well, that time it looked like they had it originally, but now, nope, they got it. And that's where that time I felt like we waited on it instead of going to it that time.
So Rogers is going to get the football at the 43-yard line, and this has really been a struggle on Springdale special teams, something that they're going to have to get cleaned up as we go forward. But for the moment, Rogers has the football at the 43-yard line. They've run 4 plays, put up 14 points, and this is what we talked about in the beginning, which is you can't chase this team. You have to kind of blow for blow.
Right.
And they're not going to stop onside kicking the football.
No, they're going to try to steal, like you said earlier. They're going to steal possessions as much as they can.
So this is going to be 1st and 10 at the 43. Regan's in the shotgun. Regan to throw. Got a man wide open, and that's going to be another touchdown for Rogers. Springdale unable to stop the quick pass. That's Titus Kramer with the touchdown. And now Springdale finds themselves down 13 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's one of those. That's one of those where the quarterback fakes like he's going, and I mean you have to commit to that. But the one guy that covers Kramer's got to cover.
Yeah, that one just kind of a little RPO, one step in, and then you just lob it over the defense. And Chaparro on to try another extra point at the 8:53 mark here of the first quarter. Snap's good, kicks on the way, and it's good. So our new score. No good. I thought that one went through. He apparently hooked it left, so Springdale catches a break. 8:53 to go in the first quarter, 20-7 our score. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Jared Park. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Hi, my name is Brett Hobbs. I'm the head football coach at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community of Springdale. We support Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
20-7 our score, 8:53 to go here in the first quarter. Juan Chaparro has it teed up, and I would expect another onside kick. Springdale's got their hands team out. They're going to do it again. This one's going to go straight up in the air. Marcus Coben catches it at the 40-yard line, and Springdale's going to have great field position, but this is one of those things they're not going to stop doing this.
They're not.
Springdale has to figure out a way to cover these.
Yeah, and look, that time it looked like they changed to their hands team, and that's probably what you'll see the rest of the night.
I would imagine
if they score again.
So Springdale's going to get the football at the 40-yard line. Good field position. Last time they had it, 4 plays, 49 yards, and the touchdown. So this is going to be 1st and 10. Carson Hayter in the pistol. This is Oriana straight ahead with room, 45-yard line still going, and he is going to get the first down out to the 50, and that's what I think Springdale's going to have to do.
Yeah, that's a good hard run right there. Just keep the ball moving, keep the clock moving, and move the ball down the field and keep their offense off the field.
I'll give them midfield, so it'll be enough for the first down. The chains will move. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Springdale at the 50. Springdale comes in 2-1 in conference play, 3-3 overall. I think they feel like they've let a couple get away.
Yes, I think you're right.
Larice and Oriana in the backfield alongside Carson Hayter. Here's Larice. He's going to trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Rogers had that one defended very, very well.
Yeah, that time they had an extra player over here, and I'm not sure if Carson saw that guy come up or they just had an extra player over on this side.
It'll wind up being a 2-yard loss back to the 48-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12. And, sometimes you get into this situation where you're chasing and you start doing things that you normally don't do.
That's right.
So 2nd and 12 for Springdale at the 48-yard line. Hayter will throw. He's got a man. It's Easton Hahn goes high for it, can't come down with it. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 12.
Good play call.
Yeah, and that pass has been there all season long. It's kind of a little switch route on the outside.
Yep.
Now we see some changes. Carlos Hernandez, Albert Burge coming in for Springdale on this 3rd down, and this is an important down here. You've got to get at least half of it to give yourself a shot.
I think so too. Yep.
Burge and Hernandez will go to the top of the screen. Springdale will empty the formation. Hayter in the shotgun. That's Larice in motion. Here's Hayter, and he's going to be dragged down. No gain on the play. He's going to bring up 4th down and 12. So Springdale's going to send on the punt unit. A.J. Woods will kick it away. 42-yard average on the year. 53 is the long. Dropping back deep for Rogers is Volk. Volk's already got one touchdown tonight. Now A.J. Woods set to kick it away. Springdale late getting some personnel on the field. Jacoby Mason trots on. Plenty of time on the play clock. That's Mason in motion. A.J. gets the kick away. Ball's going to bounce at the 19-yard line. Volk's going to let it go. It's going to take a Springdale roll inside the 5, and it'll roll dead at the 1-yard line. Well done, Jed Wallace down there to down it. Springdale special teams come up really big on that one.
Yep. You know, right here is something that, you know, I know the ball's where it's at, but watch for a quick pass right here to 14 to Lindsey, just right off the bat and let him catch it. And
yeah, their offense it's not like they're throwing the ball down the field.
No.
It's a lot of catch and run, and they've got the athletes to do it. That's the thing that makes them so dangerous, is you can have it defensed well, and as we saw in the last touchdown, or the touchdown run before that, the Regan run, they can get away from you.
Yeah.
So this is going to be 1st and 10. Ball is inside the 1-yard line. It is literally resting on the goal line. That's Kramer in motion. They'll empty the backfield. Regan to throw. Looking down the sideline, pass caught. It's Lindsey. He throws it to, wow, that's a legal play. It was a lateral to Parker Nix, and they get themselves out of jail.
Everything. Yeah. I mean, they're just trying to make plays. You know, and that was a pass. Like I said, they're fixing to, you know, be ready for that inside the 1 like that.
Well, they get themselves out of jail. It's a 59-yard play down to Springdale's 41-yard line. And this is 1st and 10 from the 41. Rogers driving again. We're not even halfway through the first quarter.
Pass.
And he's got a man wide open. It's Nix again, and he dropped it.
Wow. You know, and that's a play they usually run. That's usually the jet out of there, because they put both receivers on this side on the line of scrimmage, and that's kind of a play. They run that in junior high as well. So
yeah, Springdale has got to get this under control offensively. Rogers kind of doing whatever they want. Now we've got flags down.
Looks like he looked like he's kind of pointing at number 8. So I don't know if it's possibly something he said.
Let's see what the call is here. Now more discussions here. I thought the near side official signaled ineligible man downfield. They're talking to Coach Hobbs right now. Long discussion going on here. While we await the call, here we go.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 2. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
It is against
Replay,
Rogers.
first down.
It's an ineligible player downfield.
Yeah, they had 2 on this side. 1 was covered up, and I guess he's the one that went out. He's got to stay and block.
So they'll move him back 5 yards. It'll be 1st down and 15. Down and distance has not mattered to Rogers so far. They have 266 yards of offense, and we're not even halfway through the first quarter. This is going to be 1st and 15. New quarterback in the ball game. This is a Wildcat set. Inside the 30, down near the 25-yard line. That's Xander Burke with the run. And that's another 1st down for Rogers.
Got a flag.
And let's see what that is.
During the run, holding, number 72, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
10 yards. Let's see where they mark it off from. So going to put him back at the 50, so it's going to wind up being about a 5-yard loss. It'll bring up 1st and 19. Again, the line to make is the 31. This will be 1st and 19. Regan back in at the quarterback spot. Here's Regan. Around the corner, got room. Manuel's going to run him out of bounds. He's going to get close to the 40-yard line. We got another flag down. Wow.
Well, this is 3 in a row.
So we'll wait and see this one. This feels like a hold.
Yeah, it looks like where it's located. That's exactly.
During the run, holding, number 77, offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
move them back into their own territory.
Screen or draw right here, quarterback draw. Go empty, let the quarterback run the draw, or your screen out to, Lindsey over here.
So it's 1st and 29. Let's see what Springdale can do with this one. Kramer is alongside Regan in the backfield. Here's Kramer. Straight ahead, right into Junior Rodriguez, nothing there. So Springdale playing well on the run game. Gets their first big stop of the ball game.
And that's typical, kind of their, they like to run the counter, they like to run the power. They want to bring extra blockers when they're doing that. And then they're going to try to draw you in. And then, like you said, the RPO a while ago, they got you over the top.
So 2nd down, 29. 3 wide receivers come near side. Xander Burke, the running back, is the player in the slot. Here's Regan. He'll run near side. Fires. He's looking for Volk. Volk's going to catch it at the 37. They're going to say he caught it, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Wow.
That is that's a good throw. I mean, there's not much you can say. That's a pitch and a catch, and Volk comes down with it. Volk here in the first quarter that's his 2nd catch, 52 yards, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. Line to make is the 31. They'll empty the backfield for Jeff Regan. Springdale will play with 4 down, now 5 down as Easton Hahn shows blitz. Regan to throw, protection's good, it breaks down, now he's going to let it fly. Looking for a man downfield, incomplete, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Wow, that was, I wasn't sure if the defender was going to turn. I'm not sure if he turned right at the end, but they didn't. They gave it to us, so we'll take it.
So it's going to bring up 4th down and 6. Springdale's stop rate on the year defensively on 4th downs, 58%. They've been pretty good on 4th downs.
This would be a huge
This would be a huge one. Springdale going to show zone coverage here. 3 down linemen. They're going to drop 8. Regan alone in the backfield, empty set for Rogers. And now we've got whistles and looks like a timeout, Rogers.
Prior to the snap,
to go here in
timeout,
the first quarter.
Rogers.
We'll be right back to
Their
watch the
first time out
Springdale
of the half.
Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television. Welcome back to Springdale. 4:55 to go here in the first quarter. 4th down and 6 upcoming, and Coach, I got to imagine that Rogers isn't going to change their script at all. They're just going to keep pressing and keep going.
I think so. I think you're exactly right, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're not going to see probably 1 or 4, and then if they throw the ball to be 14.
Probably. So Springdale going to send the defense out there. 3 wide receivers will go to the left of Jeff Regan. Parker Nix will come near side. Titus Kramer will be the running back. Kramer now going to split out to the right of Regan. Empty set for the Mounties. They're looking to get a stop, showing blitz. Easton Hahn's going to back out of it. 3-man rush. Regan under pressure. And he's going to go down at the 36-yard line. Springdale gets the stop.
Wow. That's huge right there. That's a big play.
That is a huge stop for Springdale. And they're going to get the football back at the 36-yard line. So Springdale's defense comes up big here with 4:49 to go in the first quarter, and that could be a momentum-changing play for the Dogs.
You know, offensively, now just get back to your offense, do what you do, and you know the penalties, we got to eliminate those mistakes.
So 1st and 10 for Springdale. They'll take over at the 36-yard line, and the Dogs now with an opportunity to get themselves right back into the ball game. Carson Hayter on 1st down. He'll pull it, pitches to Wilder. Wilder going to run through 1 tackle at the 40, 45-yard line, 50. Wilder still on the run, 45-yard line, 1st down.
Great
they got
job
a flag
right
down
there.
at the 41.
Man, that doesn't look good where that's.
Nope.
That's usually a hold.
That is probably correct. We'll await the referee's call.
During the run, holding, number 11, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So
Replay
bring it
first
back.
down.
See where they place it down, but that's kind of one of those momentum plays for Springdale. You got to have those.
That's exactly right, and you know, can't continue to put yourself behind the sticks.
So the ball being marched back to the 30-yard line. It winds up being a 6-yard penalty back to the 30, and that'll bring up 1st and 16. We'll try and get out of jail again here. They'll go 3 wide receivers. That's Larice in motion. Wilder trying to get to the corner, and he's not going to be able to do it back at the 28-yard line. So Springdale will lose 2 on that, and Wilder is down. So while they tend to Wilder, we're going to take a quick break. You are watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps. Hometown fresh.
Welcome back to Springdale. The injured Bulldog was Wilder Larice. He walked off under his own power, no limp, no nothing, maybe just landed awkwardly.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the shin, helmet hits a shin or something, so you never know.
So it's going to be 2nd down. It was a 2-yard loss on the play. 2nd down and 18. Now an empty set. Carson Hayter alone in the shotgun. Rogers shows blitz. They get the shot off, and not sure if he was looking for lay it to, but it's going to wind up being a 3rd down.
Well, we could have used that one right there. I know he wasn't ready for the ball. They pressed it with the blitz up the middle.
Zambrano was the player closest to it.
Yeah.
Ineligible receiver downfield,
down.
number 25.
Ball's back
offense.
At the 28
That penalty's been
line.
declined.
To make is the
3rd down.
46, and after that stop, now you're kind of in jail here. But
it's amazing, you know, when you put yourself behind those sticks like that, how much it kills the drive.
So 3rd down, 18 upcoming. We have 3:56 still to go in the first quarter. This has been a long first quarter. We played a half at Bishop Kelly in 47 minutes. We're working on 32 minutes, and we're not even 2/3 of the way through the first quarter. Hayter snaps low. Now he's going to take off and run. He's going to get close to the 30-yard line, and that's it. The Springdale offense right now sputtering, and they're going to have to kick the football.
That was kind of, it almost like the snap hit the center, kind of didn't get to him like it was supposed to.
Springdale's had some issues with low snaps through the first couple of games here in conference play, and now AJ's got to come in and kick it away. His first kick was 51 yards. They downed it at the 1. Volk drops back. He's got his feet at the 30-yard line, now moving closer to the 35. It's Mason in motion. Snaps a little high. AJ gets the kick away. It's a low line drive. Going to hit at the 42-yard line. It's going to take a Rogers bounce, and they're going to down it at the 40. So after the stop by the defense on the last possession, now they're going to have to go back out there and get you another one.
That's right.
3:06 to go here in the quarter. Feels like this quarter has taken forever.
It has taken a while, you know. And like I said, we made the stop, and the offense kind of sputtered when we got the penalty and just couldn't recover.
That kick just 30 yards, well below AJ's average. So Jeff Regan will bring the offense out. 290 yards of offense here in the first quarter for Rogers. This is going to be 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Regan rolling to his left. Now under pressure. Springdale had him hemmed in there for a minute. Now he's going to get across the 45. He's going to wind up picking up about 6-7 yards on that. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, I mean, even when you feel like you've got him contained, you don't have him contained. I mean,
he's very decisive when he takes off. There's not a lot of hesitation to it. So this is going to bring up 2nd down and 3. Springdale jumps offside, so Rogers will get the first down, unless there was a motion, which I didn't see.
Offside.
Everybody's pointing to
Defense,
Springdale.
number 96.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty. Result is a first down.
Can't give them free ones.
So Rogers will get the first down at the 48. Score to report. Bentonville leading Fayetteville 21-0, 3:37 to go in the first quarter of that ball game.
Yeah. Fayetteville's kind of struggling a little bit.
They're, Bentonville may be very, very good, but
And they're good.
this is 1st and 10. Regan to throw, pass incomplete. Looking for Lindsey, and a flag is down.
I wonder if it may be right here. You might get offensive pass interference with 22 with him coming underneath.
It was a poor attempt at a pick.
And that's going to be loss of down, I think. 15, that's a big play. Let's see what he says.
Pass interference. Offense, number 22. 15-yard penalty from the previous
you got to be
spot.
subtle in that
Replay first
run.
down.
You can't put your hands out. You can't run into them.
That's right.
So they march it back. Let's see. They're going to put it on the 37.
Well, that's a big play
That
right
is
there.
a big penalty. Take them all the way back to the 37-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty.
I was thinking it was loss of down, but I don't guess it is. I know it's 15 yards.
So this will be 1st and 25. Ball at the 37, 2:17 to go here in the first quarter. Regan in the shotgun. Here's Regan trying to get outside. Finds a little room. He's across the 50, still going. And he's going to keep going. First down yardage inside the 35, down to the 31. He is just hard to get your hands on.
Yeah, he's a small kid, but he's strong. And that's, he doesn't keep his feet, he doesn't stop his feet moving, and he got some good blocks there on the perimeter and just kept going.
32 yards on the play gives Rogers a first down. Clock stops momentarily at exactly 2 minutes to go, and this is going to be 1st and 10 at the 31. Regan will be in the backfield with Titus Kramer. Here's Regan to throw. Pass nearly intercepted.
Boy, that was a great
Raxon,
attempt right there by Raxon.
Raxon got two hands on the football, just couldn't come down with it. Again, that would have been a huge momentum play.
You bet.
Instead, it's just 2nd and 10. From the way this offense is moving, those are the kind of plays you've got to make.
That's right. You don't get second chances.
Rogers will empty the backfield. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. Ball's at the 31. Regan alone in the shotgun. And he'll throw. Looking for Volk or Burke. Can't hit either one of them. It's going to bring up 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions makes it a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I'm not so sure if the receiver got there's just a little communication gap right there. I wasn't sure if the inside receiver kind of knew he was throwing it to him or what.
Rogers tonight 0 for 1 on 3rd downs. This one a big one for the Springdale defense.
Yeah, it's huge.
1:34 to go here in the first quarter. The first quarter, which has taken a long time. So they'll empty the backfield again. 3 wide receivers come to the right of Jeff Regan. With time, he's got a man wide open. It's Parker Nix in the end zone. Touchdown Rogers. And whatever Rogers is dialing up right now, it's ending up at 7 points.
Yeah, that time you got a linebacker on a receiver, and it was a mismatch, and that's what they're looking for those. When you get in an empty set, it takes one of those linebackers out to have to cover a receiver, and sometimes that can be hard.
Chaparro on to try the extra point.
Now, how important would have been that interception?
Looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field.
Yeah, they missed that extra point.
Yeah, they did. So trying to get that 2 points back. They'll leave the offense on the field. It'll be Regan and Kramer in the backfield. Burke is going to be the up back. Got some different personnel here. Let's see what they come up with. Regan fires to Kramer, and he's going to walk in for the 2-point conversion. With 1:26 to go here in the first quarter, 28-7 Rogers. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Goodbye, guessing. Hello, confidence. So long, stress. Hello, security. Farewell, running to the bank. Hello, banking from anywhere. Get a quick view of your balance, lock lost debit cards, and quickly deposit checks anywhere, anytime with the highly rated Arvest Go mobile app from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
The scoring drives 5 plays, 60 yards. The touchdown to Parker Nix makes it 28-7 after the 2-point conversion. And Coach, Springdale's just got to take a breath here. They've got to possess the football.
That's right. You know, it's one of those where they, like you said, take a breath, press the reset button, get back to doing what they're doing. Don't get behind the sticks and just move the ball.
What's frustrating about that drive is Raxon had it in his
Yeah,
hands. That
he
could have ended
did.
that drive.
He
And,
sure did. He
9
knows
times out of 10, Raxon makes that
100
play.
Yes, exactly.
So Chaparro's got it teed up. They've tried to onside kick every single time. I wouldn't imagine this is going to be any different. They've got a big one next week, Bentonville.
Yeah. Good to see Wilder out there.
Yep, Wilder's back out. And when he came off the field, I think you're right. I think he just took, it was
Either
one of those
helmet
shots.
to shin,
Yeah,
just real
something
quick,
like that.
kind of. And those
hurt.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they hurt. So Chaparro's got it teed up, and they're going to boot it deep. And Casados is going to have to go get it as
There
it
you go.
rolls
Good.
into the end zone for a touchback.
That's probably a good move right there. Let it go in the end zone. Be there to make sure. Good job I think that was Aaron Casados, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep, Springdale will start with their worst field position of the first quarter. We've got 1:26 still to go. The ball will be at the 20-yard line. And now you're kind of chasing, but at this point, you're just looking to put plays together.
That's exactly right. Just keep the ball, run, get to the second quarter, and first play's huge right here.
It is.
First play's huge.
Carson Hayter will bring the offense out. Wilder Larice is back out there as well. Rancel Oriano will be alongside. Springdale's kind of gone out of this formation most of the night.
Yeah.
Orion Leatu comes near side. Wilder off that right side, nowhere to go. He's going to lose a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That's one of those plays there. It kind of looks like he's setting up another play off of that one. So
yeah,
we'll
Carson
see.
came out on that. Came out on the
we'll
naked
see.
bootleg.
We'll see if there might be a little wrinkle to that.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 11. Clock crossing that 1-minute mark here to go in the first quarter. Springdale behind the sticks. Hernandez is checked in at the tight end spot. Here's Carson. Pitches to Wilder. 25-yard line. Wilder's going to get out to the 27. It's going to bring up 3rd down. A 3rd manageable for Springdale.
Yeah. We definitely needed to get about 8 or 9, and we got those. So long 2 yards right here.
Pickup's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. Springdale tonight on 3rd downs. It's been kind of hit or miss. They were real good last week.
Right.
1 for 3 so far tonight on 3rd downs. But they were very effective last week. I think they were 7 for 12, if I remember correctly.
And I bet if you look at the 3rd downs, they were a lot shorter than what we've been tonight.
Very true.
Too. Makes a huge difference.
This a 3rd down and 3. Springdale has to have this one. Rogers loading up at the line of scrimmage. Here's Carson. That's the play we talked about. Got Easton Hahn 36-yard line. Easton with room. 50. 45, 1st down, Springdale.
Boy, that was kind of a great play there, because when Easton caught it, Orion was out there lead blocking for him. So
he could have hit.
That is the end of the
exactly.
first quarter.
They sure were.
It was a good choice there, and that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. Our score after 1, Rogers 28, Springdale 7. We'll be right back. You are watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Advanced Manufacturing needs you. For every 4 jobs, there's 1 applicant. Let business industry training take you to the next level. Either as a startup or as an incumbent worker, BIT has your menu.
I came to BIT to advance my skills in the electrical control field. If you want to better yourself, you need to come to business industry training.
Welcome back to Springdale, 28-7 our score. And Rogers has 360 yards of total offense in the first quarter. Springdale just 100, but big play there to kind of get them, kind of possess the football. 3rd down conversion. They'll be able to move the chains, and they'll start the drive here at theirs. Start the second quarter here at the 40-yard line. Springdale going to go out of a split back set. They haven't shown this. This is a 3 wide receiver set. Carlos Hernandez, that's Lyle Sampson in motion. Here's Wilder straight into the middle of that Rogers defensive line. He's going to wind up picking up 4. Good play on 1st down.
Anytime you can get 4 positive yards on 1st down, that's great. We'll take that every time.
Every single time. Wilder having a good night.
Yeah.
You know, despite kind of getting banged up there. 6 carries, 35 yards for Wilder so far. And moving forward 4 yards there. Good look there as Lyle gives him that orbit motion look, and you see the defense kind of scrambling around.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're going to see Carson probably watch that play clock a little bit and let the clock and kind of manage that.
Diamond formation for Springdale, 2 wide receivers as well. Here's Hayter to throw, fires, pass, caught. Orion lay it to 25-yard line, first down. Nice catch there by Orion.
Great hands catch, strong hands. You could see, the defender coming to do that, but that was a great catch by Orion right there.
That's just one of those guys, man. Just sophomore. And as he gets older, you're going to be able to do so many different things with him.
Yes.
Nice catch there. Helmet comes off, took a shot to the face. But the helmet comes off. He gets the first down. And Springdale moves the chains down to the 25-yard line. Rancel Oriana is the deep back. Wilder Larice is near side. That's Larice in motion. Here comes Rancel looking for room. 25-yard line. Going to power forward for a couple. I don't think Springdale minds that at all. Just
looks like we're getting. Wow, we got 2 flags on the field, and I think it's against Rogers, but we'll see.
We'll see what the flags are here. It has been a flag fest.
It has been
so far. We'll see what this one is.
It looks like they're pointing back. We'll just kind of see what it looks like here.
Springdale comes in averaging 8 penalties per game.
Here we go.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 99, defense. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. Result will be a first down. That is number 99's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
Springdale up inside the 20-yard line. You're going to put it down at the 11.
Yeah, it's half the distance. Yeah.
Yep, half the distance.
So we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the penalty gives Springdale the first down.
And those are things when you get into games like this, you want to make sure you play under control.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for Springdale. They can get a first down inside the 2-yard line. Larice in motion. Here's Carson, pitches to Wilder. Wilder with a little bit of room inside the 10. And he's going to get down close to the 9-yard line. Good pick up there on first down.
Yeah, that was I thought with the pitch, Carson kind of pitched it low. Wilder did a great job catching that. Kind of off balance a little bit, so getting what he got was really good, I think.
You look at some of the skill players that Springdale has in that huddle right there. Orion's a sophomore. Lyle right there, he's just a junior. Wilder's a junior. Carlos is a junior. I mean, this Springdale team's going to bring back a lot of talent.
And your linemen are all young.
All sophomores, except for Angel Cruz, the left guard. He's a senior. This is going to be 2nd down. This is Carson with the pitch to Wilder with room inside the 5. Wilder Larice into the end zone. Touchdown Springdale. Wilder Larice from 9 yards out. The Dogs cut the lead.
Good answer right there. That was really. We talked about that. How important this score was for us. That was really, really big.
Play for Springdale. Take a look at it right here on the replay, and this is just a man with the football. Into the end zone goes Wilder Larice with a touchdown, and Ryan lost his helmet again.
Yeah.
You have to get that fixed. AJ on to try the extra point. Theo Morton will hold.
Somebody come through right there.
Kicks good. AJ winds up on the ground. No flag that I'm aware of, and Springdale converts on the extra point. So with 9:43 to go here in the half. Rogers 28, Springdale 14. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
My name is Eric Burnett. I am the Assistant Athletic Director for the Springdale School District. I am so grateful for your donations to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Chris Wood, Assistant Athletic Director of the Springdale School District. It's because of the generosity of people like you, we are able to fully support the Fuel and Feed program. For this, we thank you and appreciate your help. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director.
Welcome back to Springdale. The Dogs scoring drives, 8-play, 80 yards. Wilder goes in from 9 yards out. AJ's got it teed up. back deep. It's Titus Kramer for Rogers. And AJ's going to take this one and just knock it out of the back of the end zone for another AJ Woods touchback.
Still looking for a sponsor.
AJ knocks that one out of the back of the end zone. And now, listen, 360 yards of total offense, and they haven't had the ball here in the quarter. Springdale's got to kind of buckle down here if they're going to get back into the ball game.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and we were talking about it. It seems like every time you think you've got him contained, he knows where that next person that he can kind of flip it to, get it to, and he knows where they're at, no matter even if you think you got him contained.
So Regan will bring the offense out. So far, Regan has 126 yards rushing. He has 184 yards passing. Empty set for Rogers. This is 1st and 10 at the 20. And we've got movement all over the place.
Except the center.
The most important person. The ball did not
Ball
move.
start.
Let's see who
Number
this
22.
is on.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
This is kind of uncharacteristic for them. As many
really
penalties
is.
they've had. I think last drive they had 3 in a row. Big
Yeah,
ones.
they've got 8 penalties to this point for 67 yards.
That's uncharacteristic
Very
for them.
much so.
Yeah.
So it'll be backed up to the 15-yard line. 1st down, 15. Springdale showing a 4-man rush. Here's Regan firing, looking for Burke. Pass incomplete, flag down. They're going to get pass interference. I think they're going to get Jed for it.
Wow. Not so sure that there was some bumping, I think, out of both of them, and the ball was over his head. I don't think it was a call that probably should have been called, but they got it.
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. 15-yard
So that's gonna
penalty
give
from the
Rogers
previous
first
spot.
down.
Result is a
Move
first
it out
down.
to the 30-yard line. And Springdale, now we talk about penalties. 4 for 45. Springdale comes in averaging 8 a game for about 65 yards. Personnel changes for Rogers. Clock stop, 9:37 to go here in the first half. 14-point ball game, 28-14 our score. Jeff Regan's really been the story so far for Rogers.
Looks like there's a little miscommunication, different quarterback.
And this is that wildcat formation we saw earlier. This is Burke straight ahead. Springdale's got him in the backfield, nowhere to go.
Well, it looked like they were kind of having some issues trying to get the play sent in, and I'm not sure why they were, even doing that. I mean,
Yandel Sanchez there with the stop back at the 29-yard line. Yandel's quietly having a very good year. That's his 6th, I guess that'll be his 7th tackle for loss so far this season. 2nd down and 11. The one thing that Springdale's been able to do is get pressure. They just haven't been able to get Regan on the ground here.
Right.
Here's Regan, fires down the middle. Volk wide open at the 45 with room across the 50, still going. Grayson Volk inside the 30. He's going to walk into the end zone for another Rogers touchdown, no flags. And
here's what they do too. I mean, he catches the ball, and those other receivers go block, and they're getting good blocks by their receivers downfield.
So the touchdown, 70 yards, and once again, Springdale had him backed up.
Yeah, it
Just
looked
kinda
like
let him out of
we
jail.
lost somehow. They crossed, and we didn't.
So Chaparro on to try the extra point. Lead goes back to 20 for the moment. And remember, Springdale gets the football first.
Right.
So if you can put a drive together here, a good long drive like we've seen them do all year, got a chance here. Chaparro's extra point on the way, and good. So our score with 8:48 to go in the half. Rogers 35, Springdale 14. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television. Rogers scoring drive, I feel like this is becoming a broken record here. 2 plays, 80 yards. That one went 71 to Drayson Volk, and now Springdale's going to get the football back. But, down 21, if you can put a drive together, a time-consuming drive, you do get the football to start the second half with an opportunity to maybe cut into that lead a little bit further. Yeah,
and I know Coach Chick is working down there to get that corrected. It was just miscommunication with the secondary. They ran a crossing route there, and we didn't cross with them, so this is going to be huge right here. Looks like the hand teams is back out, and so we'll just kind of see where they're going to try to put it.
Chaparro's got it teed up. They've tried the onside kick on all but one of their kicks so far.
A little pooch kick on the other one.
Yep. The last one was a touchback. Chaparro's got it teed up. Let's see what they've got dialed up here with 8:48 to go in the half. They're going to try the onside kick again. Orion comes up with it.
Job.
He's really good at that.
He did. He's the one that kind of sealed it for us at the Harbor game as well. And that's a great job for a big guy like that. He's got great hands, great feet, and that's huge right there.
Look, if Chad Harbison wants to keep Springdale in the game, I'm all for it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. We'll take the short field.
Sure we will.
And
Springdale's going to take over at the 49-yard line. They'll have just scored on the last drive, and and I know this is their game, and they're just going to keep applying pressure and keep applying pressure, but
something you hadn't seen too. You got Orion splitting out. They may try to just kind of give him a 50-50 ball.
They did the last time, got him down here at the 25-yard line for his first catch of the ball game. This is going to be 1st and 10. Rogers shows blitz. Wilder runs right into the middle of it. He's going to be stopped. It's going to be a 1-yard loss.
Well, he got they showed it and blitzed it, didn't they?
They sure did. They're going to mark it at the 50, so it's a 1-yard loss. Clock now moving with 8:28 to go in the first half, and you just feel like if Springdale could get another stop here, the offense is kind of in gear. They would have an opportunity here with Carson Hayter. If you're just hopping on, Carson's jersey, his red jersey, was torn, so he's wearing number 10 tonight. Play clock's at 10. Wilder will split out to the left of Carson Hayter. Oriana's the deep back. Here's Carson to throw. Pass, complete. Easton Hahn, 41-yard line. Inside the 40, it's going to be close to first down yardage. I think he's going to come up just a bit short. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Easton does a little bit of everything. Tight end, outside backer, hands team, punt return. Yeah, I mean, his football IQ is just off the charts.
It really is. He is.
He's a coach on the field.
Yeah, he's something special. So it's going to be 3rd down, 1 yard to go. Springdale came into the ball game at about 39% on 3rd down so far in 2025. This is a big one here, trying to get down to the 39-yard line. Here's Ransell straight ahead. He's going to get the 1st down, not by much, but it's going to be enough, and Springdale's going to move the chains.
Yep, going to keep it moving, and I like it. It keeps the chains moving, keeps the clock running.
Absolutely. 7:15 to go here in the half. Springdale moves the chains. Here comes a guy that I know the coaches are really excited about. Jordan Lopez, number 75, just brought it onto the field. They like him a lot. They've talked about him several times.
Looking at him, I like him too.
Yeah, he's. I mean, that's a road grader there
he's
on the
a
left
big
side.
One.
He sure is.
He's a big one. And with this offense, that helps.
Absolutely. Kyler Ingram comes out. Nothing wrong with Kyler. They're just going to drop down into the flex bone like those road graders. 1st and 10 for the Dogs. It's Ransell straight ahead. He's not going to get much, maybe 2 on the play down to the 37. We've seen Springdale just really bleed the clock. They haven't used the flex bone a ton this year.
No, it's almost like they're using it to set some stuff up, or they're using it to try to keep the clock moving, get some positive yards. Like I said, Coach Hahn, he's a master manipulator of just kind of getting a tweak here and there. He's really good. I love watching him do his stuff. It's great.
2nd down and 8 for the Dogs at the 37. Hayter in the pistol. Oriana's the deep back. Here's Carson. Carson just a hair away from taking that one.
Yeah.
He's going to get down to about the 34. It'll bring up 3rd down.
And that was a play there where they kind of had the extra blockers out there, or the defenders out there, and Carson, because of who he is, was able to make a couple of guys miss and make some positive yards out of it.
Another 3rd down for Springdale at the 34. Line to makes the 29, so we'll call it 3rd down and 5. Clock running, 5:48 to go here in the half. Springdale needs this one desperately. Hayter in the shotgun. Springdale spreads it out. Here's Hayter to throw. Pass, looking for Easton Hahn. It's caught at the 27, 28-yard line. It's not going to be much, and now Springdale with a decision.
I don't think there was much hesitation on the
Correct
call
myself, it
here.
was caught at the 34, so it's a 0-yard gain. Brings up 4th down. And yeah, it looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field. Clock moving here, 5:10 to go. I think Springdale may let this run down, call a timeout, and talk about this.
Yep.
Oh, well, they're going to break the huddle. 4 on the play clock. Carson snaps it. We've got a timeout, Springdale.
Prior to the
4:55
snap,
to go in the
timeout.
half.
Springdale.
Right back. You're watching the
Their
Springdale
first time out of the
Bulldogs on
half.
Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
I'm Jason Jones, principal at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community of Springdale. We support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I am Paul Gree, principal at Harbor High School. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale School Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Welcome back to Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium. 4th down and 5 upcoming for Springdale. That's Larice in motion. Carson to throw. Looking for Easton Hahn. It's intercepted at the 23-yard line. Springdale's going to turn it over. The interception by Cooper Daniel at the 23, returned out near midfield, and boy, that's not what you were looking for right there, Coach.
Now that was one that, Easton, right here you can kind of see, had a chance to get it, and that guy just came right through about the same time and took it away.
Yeah, they're going to put it at the 49-yard line. Return out near midfield, and now with 4:45 to go here in the half, Springdale struggling to get this offense under control. Rogers tonight, 430 yards of total offense in 18 plays.
Yeah.
So it's an average of 24 yards per play. This is going to be 1st and 10 at the 49. They try that play. They tried it on the second play of the ball game. That's Vogue. Gets away from a tackler, still going inside the 40, 1st down.
Well, I'll tell you what, they do a really good job of, running after contact,
They really do, and this is a team that 2 years ago it was all sophomores.
Yeah.
And they took their lumps in some games, but you see these guys have matured. They've gotten some guys that have moved in, and they've certainly made this. This is a very dangerous football team. This is going to be 1st and 10 at the 38. Regan will throw. Springdale shows pressure. Pass is incomplete. Had a man open at the 5-yard line.
Good pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, they finally got a shot on Regan.
Yep.
Intended receiver was the guy who made the interception. That was Cooper Daniel. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
We talk about Lindsey. You were talking about him on defense. I've not seen him play the defensive side of the ball tonight.
No, he got hurt early on, and he's kind of been in and out and in and out. He's in now. He's the near side receiver.
He's a lot bigger than I thought too.
Yeah, he's good size. I mean, he's going to play linebacker in college when he's a BYU commit.
Right.
So when he finally gets to BYU, he's going to play that outside linebacker spot. 2nd and 10. Regan to throw, pass complete to Volk.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've seen him get hit several times, and he doesn't go down on the first contact.
Well, that's what you like to see as an offensive coordinator. Drives you nuts as a defensive coordinator.
Yes.
It's a 5-yard pickup, or 4-yard pickup down to the 33. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
This is where our defense, like I said, Coach Hicks and the defensive staff, they work extremely hard to try to get them. And anytime you've got an offense that's as prolific as this one is, it's tough. You can't make mistakes, and you got to be in position at all times.
Rogers 1 out of 2 on 3rd downs here in the first half. This one 3rd and 5. Springdale shows blitz. Regan hanging in there. Now he's flushed. Right side. Yandel chasing him. Pass knocked away DJ Manuel nicely. And it's going to bring up 4th down. He does that a lot.
He did it when he played for us at George. It's almost like he's baiting them to say, hey, throw the ball to me, please. And he just has that extra step that you think he doesn't have, and he's got it.
I was talking to Coach Hobbs in the pregame. He had the 95-yard interception return. The play everybody's going to forget is the play right before that. The play before, he tracked a guy on an over route, knocked it away in the very same manner to set up that interception return. This is going to be 4th down and 5, 3:27 to go in the half. They'll empty the backfield. 4 wide receivers to the right of Jeff Regan. Braxton Lindsey is near side. Lindsey with the catch at the 24-yard line, 1st down, Rogers Mounties.
Yeah, a lot of times they set that up, and they do it in junior high. They put 4 receivers to one side, and they throw back to that single receiver side. And that's just kind of eye candy to get those 4 receivers to one side.
It's a 10-yard pickup to the 23-yard line. It'll move the sticks, and it's another 1st down for Rogers. They've got 12 here, or 13 now in the first half. They have 458 yards of offense in the first half. They have just moved the football. Clock running, 3 minutes to go here in the half. Burke is now the quarterback. This is that Wildcat package. They run zone off of this twice. This is just going to be a simple power. Burke trying to get to the outside. Springdale had him hemmed up. Now they've got him. It's going to be about a 1-yard pickup. Yandel Sanchez, Easton Hahn there to make the stop.
As I'm not sure why they're doing this. As good as their offense is going right now, why would you do that?
It's part of what they do, and they don't change. They don't. It's an offense that just it is what it is, and they don't change. They don't. I don't want to say they don't scheme because that's not the right phrase, but they just don't change. It's the same set of plays. You're going to have to stop it before they're going to change.
There's
anything.
probably a pass off of it, I'm sure.
This is going to be 2nd down and 9. Springdale rushes 5. Regan pass complete at the 11. It's Parker Nix, and that's going to be enough for 1st down. So the sticks will move again. Nix, another catch here in the first half. This one will go down to the 9. It's a 13-yard pickup. And now with 1:52 to go here, Springdale just trying to keep them to a field goal attempt.
Yes. We need them to either put the ball on the ground or one of us to get our hands on it right here. This would be huge.
Braxton Lindsey comes near side. Titus Kramer is the running back. Regan the quarterback. This is Kramer straight ahead, and he's going to walk into the end zone for another Rogers touchdown. And with 1:27 to go here in the half, Springdale's got an opportunity, but they're going to have to get this offense going and get some things under control on defense.
Yeah, they've had a couple of stops on their offense. They I think put themselves in holes on the offensive side, so they got to come back on the offense and get some of the things corrected and just keep our offense on the field.
Chaparro on to try the extra point. Kicks on the way and good. So our new score is 1:27 to go in the half. Rogers 42, Springdale 14. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Accidents are never planned. But no matter how small, every emergency that involves a child is a big deal. It's everything. That's why we're here. Arkansas Children's Northwest offers the only pediatric emergency room in Northwest Arkansas with fast access, pediatric experts, and kid-sized care. Peace of mind when you need it most.
The Rogers scoring drives, 8 plays, 51 yards. Titus Kramer goes in from 9 yards out. And now, if you're Springdale alert,
yes.
They're going to try the onside kick, I'm sure, to try and get to the 35, get to the sportsmanship rule, and move on to next week. Chaparro is the kicker. Springdale has sent out their hands team. Springdale, since that first onside kick, has really done a nice job against.
Yes, and I think after that, they've used their hands team after that since then. Like you said, though, you can expect an onside right here. I'd be really shocked if they didn't.
I would too.
I'm saying it's probably going to their sideline this time.
So Chaporo approaches the football, and he's going to kick it deep. Didn't have that one on my bingo card. Eric Casados lets that go out of the back of the end zone. And, this is what makes them very good is they're very unpredictable. They're hard to defend offensively, defensively, special teams.
Yeah, they make you play all phases of the game, and they do a good job of that, and they've got the players to do it. And, like I said, we do. Just be smart right here on offense.
Look, you got an opportunity to make a 14-point swing here.
That's right.
I mean, you got to be smart about this. Springdale's got a couple of timeouts left, but,
Yep.
I mean, you have the football now. You've got the football to start the second half.
Yep.
You've got an opportunity to climb back into this.
And you've proven that you can do that.
Sure.
It's just a matter of making those plays, not getting behind the sticks.
1st and 10 for Springdale at the 20-yard line. They're going to go out of that split back set. Here's Carson with the pitch to Wilder. 20-yard line, 25. Wilder with room. He's going to get 9 up close to the 30. We got a flag down. And we'll see what this is about.
The official.
Easton lost his helmet on the sidelines. We got a hat off and a flag down.
I think originally he called a hold, and then he called, I think, an unsportsmanlike. So it's probably going to be offsetting penalties, replay the down.
All of that to get an unsportsmanlike. Let's see what the call is.
Illegal formation, 5 men in the backfield. Offense. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 11, Rogers.
Okay.
Both penalties will be enforced. The result is a first down.
10, they'll move the sticks.
Wow.
It's another penalty against Rogers, and that's something that look, they're going to make a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, they play aggressive, and I think that's part of that kind of culture. They play aggressive, and they may get 2 or 3 of those during the game, but that's kind of that's the way they play.
Nine penalties tonight for Rogers in the first half, 77 yards so far.
Yeah.
This is going to be 1st and 10 for Springdale. 1:21 on the clock, 2 timeouts for the Dogs. Carson finds Wilder, 30-yard line. He's going to be run out of bounds at the 34. So the clock will stop with 1:15 to go. 4-yard pickup for Wilder.
And he got out of bounds, stopped the clock, so it saved a timeout for us. Good job.
Wilder, 10 carries, 51 yards here in the ball game so far. He's Springdale's leading rusher. Springdale's run it 19 times tonight for 76 yards, well below their average. They come in averaging just about 260 a game. That's Oriana straight ahead, not much there. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and it looked like they called timeout.
So no gain on the play. And Coach, we'll talk about this here. 3rd down
Rogers.
and 6. You're down by 28.
Their second time out of the half.
3rd down and 6. What are you thinking here?
I think you come back and either your play action off of the option, maybe a reverse with the pass off of it.
They've shown that with Orion throwing the football.
Yeah, or just maybe a quick out with Orion and get him just one-on-one and let him go up and get the ball over that kid.
Carson tonight, 4 out of 7 throwing the football. He's got 73 yards, does have the touchdown, 1 interception as well.
Or you got a chance with 3rd and 7. You come back and get a good run here with some positive yards. Either get the first down or get it close enough where you can go for it on 4th down and keep the clock moving. Because here they're going to call a timeout again. They're going to get that. So whether they're here, whether they're there, I think it's one of those where we got to keep the ball.
1:15 to go here in the half. Springdale now facing a 3rd down and 6. Lyle Sampson split to the top of the screen. Here's Hayter on a reverse option, finds Wilder Larice. Wilder at the 30, and he's not going to get there. We've got a flag down.
That doesn't look good either.
No, that's going to be against Springdale. Clock will stop with 1:09 to go. If they decline the penalty, the clock will start. Rogers will have to use their last timeout. If they accept the penalty, which I think they'll probably do. You'll get the yards and the stoppage, correct?
Yep. But it'll make it 4th down right there. They made their last time out, but it'll be 4th down.
During the run, holding, number 68, offense. That penalty has been declined. Rogers has elected to the ball to be started on the snap.
Looks like we're going to keep our offense out there. Nope.
We'll send the punt team on. And now 4th down.
You know, and don't be surprised if they don't come after this one right here.
I'd imagine, I mean, they're trying to get to the sportsmanship rule, roll the clock.
And they've used this side on this edge over here every time. They've been pretty close off this edge every time.
AJ in to kick. 2 kicks tonight, 40.5 on the average. Had a 51-yarder earlier. Nice catch there by AJ. He gets the kick away. This one going to bounce at the 31, take a Springdale roll, and it will roll out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So a good kick there by AJ.
Yeah, that was good. We needed to flip the field right there. And, you know, now's one of those situations where you got 59 seconds, but you got to keep them from there. And they're not kicking field goals. They're going for 6, and we got to do a good job and just making sure we're doing exactly what we need to do on defense to contain it and keep the ball in front of us. Don't let it get behind you.
50-yard kick there by AJ. As Coach said, 59 seconds, 1 timeout for this Rogers offense. They haven't needed a lot of time to score here in the first half, and we'll see what they come up with here. Springdale's defense absolutely needs a stop here. Turnover would be wonderful. 1st and 10 at the 16. Regan in the shotgun. Kramer alongside. Regan fires pass, complete. Volk at the 15 with room. Out to the 30, and he's going to be bumped out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mounties.
The last time they were in that formation, that's exactly the same play they ran last time. Volk just sat right behind him. They blocked. They threw it to him off the RPO, and that's the exact same play they ran.
17-yard pickup gives Rogers a 1st and 10. And the thing is, they don't have to – this isn't a change in their offense. This is what they normally do.
That's
5
right.
wide receiver set.
You're going to see a crossing route right here. There it is. Oh, man.
Regan backpedaling. Now he's going to let it fly. Coben looking at it, can't come down with it. And it's going to be a 1st down for Rogers inside the 45-yard line.
Unbelievable.
Marcus Coben had a beat on it. Kramer was the receiver on that one. Marcus had a good look at it, just couldn't get there.
I mean, it's amazing. He just dropped it right in the bucket, you know, and we have him, contained a little bit. He gets out there and
it's a 25-yard pickup down to the 42-yard line. And now we've got a injured Springdale player. I think it is Marquise. He's down here on the near side. And you talk about Springdale had a shot at it, just couldn't get their arms around him. And, it's a great pass, a great catch. And, Springdale didn't defend that one poorly at all.
No, but like I said, you can't let those guys get behind you. Whatever we have to do, to put a guy back there so we can stay behind them, we have to be able to stay behind them and just keep them in front of us.
Coben was the injured Bulldog up under his own power, walks to the sidelines. It's now 1st and 10. The clock now running, 40 seconds to go. 4 wide receivers to the right of Jeff Regan. Braxton Lindsay, the receiver, near side. Pass caught at the 34. Slips 1 tackle inside the 25, 1st down Rogers. They just pick up yards in chunks.
Yeah, and there's that same thing again, 4 receivers to the right, and they throw back to the single cover because they know they've got him singled right there, and he's just so much bigger than our defenders, and it's just a matter of just keeping them in front of you, and they know that.
Clock stopped, 29 seconds to go. Rogers still with a timeout. This is the 4th play of the drive. Regan in the shotgun. And we've got whistles and flags down.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 14.
Against Rogers,
Offense.
so that backs
5
him
yard
up 5
penalty.
yards.
1st down.
Push him back to the 30-yard line. That is penalty number 10 here in the first half for Rogers. Now 91 yards in penalties. They'll reset the clock there with 29 seconds. Here's that formation again with Volk right behind Xander Burke.
Yep, they're going to run it probably.
They're going to throw it right to him. That's been their thing here in the first half. In and out of the hands of Braxton Lindsay. Good defense there by Jacoby Mason.
And that's that crossing route. They've been doing that because, we're at man-to-man. Once they get that cross, it puts us behind. And if the quarterback can get it in position, and with Lindsay like that, a huge body like he is, we just got enough to get on it. I think Jacoby got his hands just enough on that ball.
Jeff Regan tonight, 12 out of 18, 341 yards, 4 touchdowns, and looking for more here with 25 seconds to go in the half. 5 wide receivers set. Second down, 15 upcoming. Springdale rushes 5. Regan steps up. Now Regan on the run, and he's going to score. Jeff Regan goes in from 30 yards out. Had him in the backfield.
Yep.
Just couldn't get him to the ground. So another Rogers touchdown is going to push the lead out to 35. Chaparro will come on to try the extra point. Chaparro tonight did all but one. He's 5 for 6. Chaparro's kick on the way and good. So our new score with 16 seconds to go in the half. Rogers 49, Springdale 14. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home. Connect with a personal banker and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
Welcome back to Springdale. 5 plays, 84 yards. Jeff Regan goes 30 on the final play of the drive to push the lead to 49-14. Springdale's going to get the football back. Chaparro has it teed up. You know, Coach, frustrating first half for Springdale because you feel like they've had opportunities to make plays, just haven't been able to get Jeff Regan on the ground.
And I go back to that. Raxon Retcham interception that he had in his hands and just let it go down when he hit the ground, and that would have been a huge turnaround for us. And
Chaparro, his kick's angling towards the sidelines, and it will go out of bounds. So Springdale will get good field position here with 16 seconds left, and lots to work on here as we
free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
Get
by rule, the ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Yeah, we've got to, first downs are really important for us on the offensive side, and defensively, just being able to contain and staying with those receivers, and so those are some adjustments that we'll have to make, and our coaches will do a good job to make sure that gets done. And two, you looking back last week, it's so emotional game, and coming down there, it's so draining to play that and have to come out and play such a prolific offense.
So this might be the last play of the first half. Springdale's got 2 timeouts. Now Carson doing some communicating here. 5 seconds on the play clock. Springdale's going to have to hurry. Here's Carson to throw under pressure. Hayter lets it fly. He's got Carlos Hernandez at the 25-yard line. That will go incomplete. But with 9 seconds left, Springdale will have second down.
Yeah, that was a good job there by Carson, just getting away. They've been able to get some pressure, more so than I thought they would be able to, and they've done a lot better job getting pressure on him, and so.
Springdale, Carson's 4 for 8 passing today. It's been successful, 73 yards. That's not, this isn't what Springdale does.
Right.
But he's had a heck of a game throwing the football. Just the one interception. Here's Wilder. He's going to get up close to the 40-yard line. They'll give him the 40. It'll be a 5-yard pickup, and that'll be the last play of the first half. So our score after 2 quarters, Rogers 49, Springdale 14. We'll be right back. You are watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Arkansans appreciate community. We work and raise families, care for our neighbors, and come together in good times and bad. At First Security, that local strength is what we love best about our home state. There is commitment here, and heart, and hope. Thank you to everyone who is standing together, learning from one another, and making Arkansas a place we all love to call home. We're proud to be your community bank.
I'm Don Strubing.
It's because of the generosity of people like you we are able to fully support the Fuel and Feed program. For this, we thank you and appreciate your help. I support Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Zach Arns, a voice of the Springdale Bulldogs. Thank you for donating to the Fuel and Feed program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Springdale Dance Team! Give a big cheer for the Springdale Dance Team!
Sometimes a dream car has nothing to do with horsepower or performance.
My dream car is the one that gets me to my job every day. The one that lets me help a friend in need.
I didn't think I had the credit. My credit score wasn't that good. But Car-Mart believed in me.
They believed in me. My dream car, a 2016 Nissan Sentra. What's yours?
America's Car-Mart. You keep the dream, and we'll keep you on the road.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Jared Park. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Hi, my name is Brett Hobbs. I'm the head football coach at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community of Springdale. We support Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
What's the only thing better than ordering your Whataburger favorites right on your phone? Earning free Whataburger while doing it. Download the Whataburger app to get started, just like you like it.
I am the March 2024 Springdale Spotlight winner.
The February 2024 winner of Springdale Spotlight.
I was the winner of the May 2024 Springdale Spotlight.
I'm the Springdale Spotlight winner of Summer 2024.
Use the hashtag Springdale Family when posting about the great things happening in our school.
You could win a prize pack just like this.
So don't forget, take it and tag it.
And you may be the next winner.
Hashtag
Springdale
Family.
And now, under the field direction of drum majors Emily Flores, John Martinez Hernandez, and Audiel Herbites. superintendent for Springdale Public Schools is Dr. Jared Cleveland. Springdale High School principal is Mr. Jason Jones. The band is under the direction of Julius Stevens and Sarah Mendoza, with wonderful staff assistance from Angel Malden, Colby Palmore, Kennedy Chastain, Logan Morris, Zach Whitworth, and James Hendrick. Additional percussion assistance from Colette Soriano. Color guard coordinators are Bailey Cash and Diana Ayalo and Cleo Cash. The Springdale Band would like to thank the Springdale School District and the entire Springdale community for their outstanding support. We would also like to thank our amazing band donor, Cramelot, for their world-class support this year.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Cassie Lloyd, the head volleyball coach at Harbor High School, and without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Brandy Davis, girls basketball coach at Central Junior High. Thank you for donating to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your generosity.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Harps. Hometown fresh.
Goodbye, guessing. Hello, confidence. So long, stress. Hello, security. Farewell, running to the bank. Hello, banking from anywhere. Get a quick view of your balance, lock lost debit cards, and quickly deposit checks anywhere, anytime with the highly rated Arvest Go mobile app from Arvest Bank. Goodbye, limits. Hello, possibilities.
Advanced Manufacturing needs you. For every 4 jobs, there's 1 applicant. Let business industry training take you to the next level. Either as a startup or as an incumbent worker, BIT has your menu.
I came to BIT to advance my skills in the electrical control field. If you want to better yourself, you need to come to business industry training.
Accidents are never planned. But no matter how small, every emergency that involves a child is a big deal. It's everything. That's why we're here. Arkansas Children's Northwest offers the only pediatric emergency room in Northwest Arkansas with fast access, pediatric experts, and kid-sized care. Peace of mind when you need it most.
My name is Eric Burnett. I am the Assistant Athletic Director for the Springdale School District. I am so grateful for your donations to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Chris Wood, Assistant Athletic Director of the Springdale School District. It's because of the generosity of people like you, we are able to fully support the Fuel and Feet program. For this, we thank you and appreciate your help. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
Arkansans appreciate community. We work and raise families, care for our neighbors, and come together in good times and bad. At First Security, that local strength is what we love best about our home state. There is commitment here, and heart, and hope. Thank you to everyone who is standing together, learning from one another, and making Arkansas a place we all love to call home. We're proud to be your community bank.
Welcome back to Springdale. Our halftime score: Rogers 49, Springdale 14. And Coach, you and I were talking during the break. It's a good Rogers team. This is a team that's got potential to make their way to Little Rock.
100%. You know, and I tell you what, number one makes that possible for them. He's got some pieces with him as well, but you know, tonight, just when you think you've got him contained, tonight he's been either elusive to get away or just enough to put the ball where he needed to, and he's put some balls that just your average quarterback doesn't put down.
And number one, you're talking about Jeff Regan, 12 out of 18 in the first half, 341 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. It wasn't done there. 6 carries, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's been the offense.
Yeah.
An offense that has put up 579 yards of total offense. Now, as the second half starts, we're going to be in the sportsmanship rule, so the clock will run continuously. For Springdale, look, you're looking for next week. Now, we mentioned next week, a couple of scores from around the league. Bentonville's up on Fayetteville right now, 48-7 at the half. That is, I think, the shocker of the night. Until I got the Bentonville West Harbor score, 17-14 Bentonville West at the break.
Right.
That's another really good football game that's going on right now. And they've moved into the third quarter there. They got a good one going on up in Centerton. Here, Springdale's going to get the football to start the second half. Rogers Heritage leads Northside 27-7. You know, I was watching some film on Heritage. That's it's always a team that you're just kind of waiting for them to put it all together, and you know, it looks like they're going to do that tonight, get their first win of the year, get their first conference win of the year. It's been a while since Rogers Heritage has won a conference ball game. So Springdale will they're going to get the football first here.
You think you'll see an onside here? They're up 35 already.
You know, they've kicked it deep the last couple of times. I would imagine that that it's certainly in the playbook, and
Yeah.
and some of it may be automatics. If you count bodies, and you may
Right.
go to the automatic thing, but Springdale sends out their return team. It's not the hands team, but it is the return team, the normal return team. So, we'll see. We'll see what Chad Harbison wants to do. They've got a big one next week against Bentonville.
Bentonville, yeah.
That's going to be I think that's going to ultimately be for the conference championship. I think the winner of that game will take the 1 seed into the state playoffs in about 3 weeks or so. Springdale, very much in the hunt for that 5-6 seed. A lot's going to come down to next week, and then Bentonville the week after, and Northside after that. So Chaparro has it teed up. We are ready to start the second half. Again, there will be a running clock.
We just need to offensively just to kind of get back to what we were doing and move the football.
So here we go, ready to start the second half. Chaparro going to kick end over end. Going to come to Casanos at the 11, drops the football. Jacoby Mason picks it up at the 11. And Jacoby gets away from a couple of tacklers, still going to get out near the 14-yard line, and that's going to be enough. And that's sort of a microcosm of Springdale's first half, just not able to get themselves in gear.
Right.
So we'll see what the plan is as far as Springdale goes. I saw some of the reserves getting warmed up, so I imagine we're going to probably see them. And look, Springdale's got a game next week that's going to take on a whole lot of importance here when Fayetteville comes into town. Fayetteville reeling right now. We know how talented they are, but they are reeling.
Yeah.
And really, they're getting knocked around this week. And we'll see how the Purple Dogs come in here. I think it's the 127th meeting.
I was going to ask if you knew how many years.
I think that's right. 1st and 10 for Springdale. Ball's at the 20-yard line. Here's Carson. Boy, and Carson just has not been able to get loose at all tonight.
Yeah, they've gotten that extra defender on that side over there on both sides, no matter which side they goes to. So
it's a 1-yard loss. Yeah, they'll say no gain on that one. Back to the 19, and it's been one of those nights. You're playing an elite level team, and Rogers has certainly handled their business, and I think that's what we kind of expected that Rogers would do. Here's Carson to throw, pass, looking for Hernandez. Miscommunication there is going to bring up 3rd down. Carson now 4 of 9 passing, and just hasn't been able to get on track.
That was
We've had a couple
good
of big
play
plays,
call right there.
Yeah.
Just kind of, like you said, just hadn't been on point tonight, and unfortunately sometimes those things happen, and let's work through some of those wrinkles and be ready to get that corrected.
Rogers still has their first team defense out there.
Yep.
This is going to be 3rd down and 10. Larice is the deep back. Rogers showing blitz. Now they back out of it. Here's Hayter with room. Carson, 20-yard line. It's going to be about a 3-yard pickup.
Well, I'll tell you what, when he turned the corner, it looked pretty promising, and he just kind of looked like he kind of lost his footing, and they did a good job recovering right there.
And he gets out to the 23-yard line, so it's a 4-yard pickup. It's going to bring up 4th down. A.J. Woods will come in. A.J. tonight, 3 kicks, 43.7 is the average to this point. Volk is back deep. AJ gets the kick away. It's an end-over-end kick. Going to hit at the 47, take a Springdale roll back to the looked like it was going to check up there at the 40, checks up at the 37, 38-yard line.
Looks like we might have touched it right at the 40.
Right, so they are going to put it at the 40, so A.J. will lose a couple on that one. But now the Rogers offense will come out. We'll see. Is it going to be the 1s? Is it going to be the 2s? Is it going to be the 3s? We'll see who they
I think they come out with 1s right here.
Probably.
I think they're going to try to put up another score. That's just what I think they're going to do.
Here they come. The 1s are coming out.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to Regan is going to check out. So he's done for the night, but that is the rest of the 1s as far as the offense goes. Backup quarterback is Caleb Porta. He is number 11. Kramer is alongside. This will be 1st and 10 from the 40. Kramer straight ahead into the middle of that Springdale defense with room, and he's going to get up to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a little difference here. You're going to see more of that run with the power and the counters, possibly just some screens outside, but you definitely won't see the quarterback run like you've been seeing.
So we'll bring up 2nd and 2, clock running, 8:40 to go here in the third quarter. Springdale next week hosting Fayetteville right here at Gerald Williams Bulldogs Stadium. Another battle of the Bulldogs. Rogers running at a much slower clip here to start the second half. Here's Porta pass complete. That's Nathan Herman with the catch. He's going to be knocked down at the 41-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Mounties. Xander Burke running
Looks
over
like
the
you're
side.
getting the, here's that Wildcat package. Yep. Quarterback went out. 22 is going to probably go into quarterback. Like you said, that's part of their package that they do offensively.
Yep, that is the, I mean, they don't change. Regardless of personnel, they don't change. Xander Burke in at the Wildcat. He's kept it on all of the plays that he's been back there. It is a little option. This is Kramer across the 40 with room. Titus Kramer is going to walk into the end zone for another Rogers touchdown. No flags, and they'll extend their lead to 55-14.
Yeah, that's just ran a speed option. Looked like our perimeter guy possibly was getting held. They didn't call it, and just a matter of Kramer running it in.
So Titus Kramer goes in from 41 yards out. Kramer 5 carries, 67 yards now, 2 touchdowns on the night. He had a 9-yarder in the first half. Chaparro on to try the extra point. Kicks on the way, and good. So our score with 6:59 to go here in the third quarter. Rogers 56, Springdale 14. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation television.
Sometimes a dream car has nothing to do with horsepower or performance.
My dream car is the one that gets me to my job every day. The one that lets me help a friend in need.
I didn't think I had the credit. My credit score wasn't that good. But Car-Mart believed in me.
They believed in me. My dream car, a 2016 Nissan Sentra. What's yours?
America's Car-Mart. You keep the dream, and we'll keep you on the road.
$6:59 to go here in the third quarter. 3 plays, 60 yards. Rogers now with 639 yards of offense on just 34 plays. Chaparro's got it teed up. They've run for 287 tonight. That is a season high for against the Springdale defense. It came in really playing very well against the run. Was only giving up about 158 a game tonight. Rogers able to run the football for a 19.1-yard clip. So Chaparro's got it teed up. Springdale going to get the football back. This one a short kick. It's going to come down at the 17-yard line. This is Casados. 30-yard line, Aaron with room, 40-yard line. And Springdale's going to have good field position out to the 44.
Good little run by Aaron.
Yeah, he's done a very nice job in the kick return game. Aaron on the year, 21 yards per return. He had that long of 48 against Central in the opener. Springdale will send the offense back out. Looks like changes for Springdale. After the 27-yard return, they will send out Chandler Moore at the quarterback spot. Zambrano is the running back. That's Albert Burge in motion. Here's Chandler Moore, finds Burge. Trying to outrun the defender, does 45-yard line, 50, and he's going to be pushed into Rogers territory. They're going to mark him out at the 44-yard line, and that will be a first down for Springdale.
Yep, good little job there, and Burge does a good job. Played running back there at George, and Zambrano also was George kid. Chandler moved in, come across from Harbor. So
it's Albert's first carry of the ball game. Comes up 12 yards, and he was a guy that early on was getting some time, and Lyle Sampson has kind of taken over that spot.
It's good to see these young guys get in, though.
Absolutely. This is Zambrano, his first carry of the year, and he's got room, 35-yard line. He's going to be run out of bounds at the 30. So good little run there from Zambrano, and Springdale's got another first down.
Yep.
They give him 14 on that carry. So Springdale move the sticks again, and the 2's now in for Rogers as well. Springdale's got some of their first-team offensive line out there.
Yeah, there's probably not a, with it being so young, there's probably not a lot of depth as it is.
Snaps low. Chandler trying to pick that one up, just falls on it back at the 34-yard line. Springdale will take a 4-yard loss on first down. Diego Valenzuela has checked in. He's number 41. So we're seeing some names here that we haven't seen this year. Zambrano playing that running back spot, occupied by Wilder Larice so well. Albert Burge back in there. Now Valenzuela. We see James Stephen down here, number 80. He's into the ball game.
Right. You'd mentioned, we've been getting snaps that were low. As a coach, I would much rather the snap be low than high.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's one of those where the quarterback's just got to go down and get it, and good little run right here.
This is Zambrano. We got a flag down. That's going to come back for holding, but this guy.
Hey, pound for pound, I'm telling you, like I said, he's a George kid, and he went in the weight room, pound for pound, probably one of the strongest kids we've had. And he's tough and he got a little run with him as well.
So the run's going to come back because of a holding call.
Boy, we didn't need that. We kind of had some things going there with that second group.
Let's see where they put this one back.
Usually with the new rule, it goes to the line of scrimmage and goes 10 yards back. But
the line of scrimmage was the 34, so it's back to the 44.
Okay, that's right then.
Another penalty for Springdale. That one is going to be penalty number 5 for 55 yards tonight. Rogers has been penalized 10 times for 91 yards. It's been kind of a flag fest here. 3:50 to go here in the third quarter. Springdale facing a 2nd down and 24. Here's Zambrano again. Well, you got to like what you're seeing here, Coach. This is one of your guys. Look at that. Just powering his way down to the 30-yard line. That's the original line of scrimmage. That's 14 yards.
Yep, good job there. Good read by Chandler. Like I said, these kids, they need to get in and get some reps, with us being able to get in the playoffs, and in these kind of sports, it's next man up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Zambrano now 2 carries, 28 yards. This is going to be 3rd down and 10. Chandler Moore is the quarterback. He's got his feet at the 35-yard line. Zambrano, the deep back. Here's Chandler trying to find some room, couldn't do it. And it's going to bring up 4th down. He's going to lose about a half a yard. And it will bring up a 4th down and 10. It looks
I think they're going to kick.
I think you're right.
I would.
AJ got a ton of love last week.
Let's see if he can get another one.
They're going to the line of scrimmage will be the 31, so you figure 8 yards. This is going to be about a 48-yard attempt.
Yeah. Well,
let's see where they put this one down.
Depends on where they put it. 40.
Yeah, looks like they're going to put it down at the 38, so it'll be a 48-yard attempt. He's good from 47 twice and 56 last week. The operation has to be clean. A.J. Woods on to try the kick. Snap's good. Kick's on the way.
Pulled it.
And he pulled it a little bit to the left, so the field goal no good. And with 2:06 to go, Rogers is going to take over the football. And you know what? I think you definitely trot him out there, and you certainly give him a shot.
Yeah,
48.
I think so
look,
too.
a 48-yarder. He's certainly got the range, but that is no gimme whatsoever.
Yep. And he had the leg there and just kind of pulled it to the left. And, those are things as he matures more as a kicker, and I think he's going to have an opportunity to do that if he wants to at the next level. And he's going to be a good one to look forward to.
So Rogers will take over the football at the 20-yard line. This will be 1st and 10 changes for the Mounties. This is Porta to throw. That pass caught right down the middle of the seam there. Across the 50 and dragged down in Springdale territory. Ball came loose. There's a scrum for it down there. They're going to say he was down.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down prior to the ball coming out. 1st down.
To go deep into the roster here. That was Cole Woodruff with the reception.
And when the quarterback released it, it almost looked like it was going over his head. He kind of pulled that one down. And
so it's to the 41 of Springdale. That play going to be good for 39 yards. Rogers now with 678 yards of offense. 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Pass complete near side, and we got flags all over the place. This is coming back.
Yeah,
you've
like you got to hold.
Pick your penalty on this one.
Yeah.
It was Brooks Barriola on the reception. Which you could call a slew of things on this particular one. What are they going to call?
During the run, holding, offense, number 27.
Call the hold.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
It's 11 penalties now tonight for the Mounties. This one will push them.
That is the end of the third quarter.
Yep. We'll clean this up when we get back. That's the end of the third quarter. 56-14 our score. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
My name is Adobe, and this is my Chick-fil-A success story. When I started as a team member, I was pretty shy and struggled with my confidence. And now, that same shy person, she owns her own Chick-fil-A restaurant.
Welcome back to Springdale. We start the fourth quarter, 56-14 our score. This is going to be first down, and we'll call it 14 yards after the holding penalty. Porta in the shotgun. He'll hand to Javen Shade. Shade going to get a couple back close to the original line of scrimmage at the 41-yard line. It'll bring up second down. Springdale starting to work some guys we haven't called here in the fourth quarter. See some of those familiar faces. Albus checked in. He had the onside recovery in the first quarter. Very nicely done. This is going to be second down. We'll call it 11. Here's Porta to throw. Pass complete near side.
You know, and like I said, getting these young kids in, being able to get Friday night reps are huge moving forward, especially when you get in the playoffs. And, you know, the season's long and it's a grind. Attrition sometimes takes over, and its next man has to be available. But they got to have reps to be ready for that.
Cooper McIntosh with the reception down to the 35-yard line. Bring up third down and 4. Line to makes the 31. Porta with Shade alongside. This is Porta. Pass complete far side, and that's going to be enough for the first down. It's Cole Woodruff again with the reception, and the Mounties will move the sticks. And, you know, they put the twos in. It looks just like the ones.
Yeah, the offense is – that's what they run, you know, and a lot of offenses that are high-powered like that, that's what they do, and this is their offense, so.
Clock running, 10:23 to go here. This is first and 10. Porta in the shotgun, Shade alongside. Here comes Porta. That's that reverse they've run a couple of times, and Springdale can't get to the outside. This inside the 10, I believe that's Cole Woodruff. No, that's Brooks Barriola with the run, and they're going to be inside the 10 with the first down.
They've been pretty successful with that, you know, even early on in the game as well.
Yeah, and it's just a power sweep. It's not.
Right.
It's just you run it out of those funky formations.
Well, it's coming back that opposite direction. Everybody's going this way, and all of a sudden it comes back underneath. Yeah.
So it'll be first and goal at the 9. Clock running, 9:45 to go in the ball game. Rogers knocking on the door again. This is Porta in the shotgun. Around the outside and towards the pylon, Caleb Porta's into the end zone. Touchdown, Rogers. Caleb Porta with his first rushing touchdown of the ball game. And that's going to put Rogers up 62-14. Porta's come in and done a nice job directing this offense.
Yeah.
And they, they take Regan out. It looks exactly the same.
Well, and looking at the scores, he's probably had a lot of reps throughout this season.
Yeah, looking at some of the scores they've put up, this is one of the highest scoring teams in the state of Arkansas, regardless of classification, and they have certainly looked the part tonight. Chaparro on to try the extra point. And the kick's good, so 8:45 to go in the ball game. We'll be right back. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected.
Welcome back to Springdale. The scoring drive, 6 plays, 80 yards. Caleb Porta going the last 9. And Rogers will kick the football back to Springdale. Clock running here in the Arkansas sportsmanship rule. And we should have a very quick conclusion here. But I think you and I both agree that this is the best team we've seen this year.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We talked about the defense not as good, but defense has done a really good job tonight as well. And our offense early on looked good. We put those 14 points up, and then, first downs are real important. And the first downs kind of hurt us a little bit with some penalties and got us behind the sticks, and we just couldn't recover.
Chaparro's got it teed up. Back deep for Springdale's DJ Manuel. Kobe Mason as well, Aaron Casados. This one high end-over-end kick. Going to be taken at the 7. Look at this. Albert Burge out to the 37-yard line. Nice return by Albert.
Yep.
His first kick return of the year is a good one.
And those are some things you want to see some positives out of it, and this is what you're seeing out of some young kids getting an opportunity to get in there, get on that return, and do some positive things. And you want those other guys that are not playing right now to be those guys to cheer them on, to mentor them, and be the leaders moving forward as we get into the rest of this season.
33-yard return for Albert Burge sets up Springdale at the 40-yard line. Chandler Moore is going to bring out the offense. Had something going there on the last drive, just couldn't convert. Penalty kind of hurt him. And now they'll try again. This is Zambrano straight ahead. Going to fight forward. Boy, I fought through that first contact. You like those yards after contact.
Yep.
That's 3 yards after contact.
Yeah, and he's not a very big kid.
No, he's not. He is, but he is strong. That lower base is that's impressive. He was hit at the 40.
Yeah.
Dragged guys with him.
Yeah,
Zambrano's listed at 5'7", 150.
Yeah, but like I said, in the weight room, pound for pound, he's really strong. He works real hard in the weight room.
2nd down, 7 upcoming. Here's Moore trying to get to the outside, can't do it, and he's going to lose a yard back to the 42, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. So now Springdale facing a 3rd down and 8. Tonight on 3rd down, Springdale just 2 out of 8. They came into the ballgame at 39%, so a little bit below their average against this very tough Rogers defense. Coming up on 6 minutes to go here in the ballgame. Again, next week, right here, Gerald Williams Bulldog Stadium, going to play Fayetteville. Kick that one off at 7 o'clock. More to throw. Pass. Boy. Right between the 1 and the 3 on Albert Burge.
Yeah, he did.
That's a good throw.
It was a really good throw there by Chandler, and put it right where he needed to. And looked like Albert was trying to turn right before he caught it and hit the chest a little bit, and he knew it, boy.
So A.J. Woods will come in to kick. 4 punts tonight, 42-yard average, right on his season average. Grayson Vokes going to go back to receive it. Springdale running some personnel onto the field. Plenty of time on the play clock. AJ gets the kick away. It's a good one. Voke chased back to his 20. And dragged down there by Easton Hahn at the 25. Good coverage by Springdale.
Yep.
And Rogers will get the football here as the clock continues to run here. 4:55 to go. Next week, looms a very large football game for both teams, to be real honest. I mean, the way Fayetteville has sort of sputtered here in the first part of the conference season. And for Springdale, again, you're taking your shots here to try and get into that 5 seed if you can. Want to avoid that 6. That means a trip
definitely want to
that means a
avoid
trip
that.
to Conway, and that's no fun.
Right.
1st and 10 for Rogers, the 25-yard line. Shade in motion. Porta throws it.
You know, they ran that earlier with Kramer, that exact same play there.
So it'll be about an 8-yard gain. Blake Lincoln on the tackle. It's one of those ones that can never tell if it's a pass or a run. We'll call it a pass or a run because I think it went backwards. But we'll settle that tomorrow when we officially do the stats. 9-yard pickup brings up 2nd down and 1. Clock continuing to run here. 3:53 to go in the ball game. This is Shade. He's going to get the first down, not by much, but he'll get out to the 37-yard line, and that'll bring up another first down for Rogers. It will be their 24th of the ball game. 3-yard pickup. Shade, that's his 2nd carry, 7 yards on the night. Leading rusher for Rogers tonight is Jeff Regan. He ran for 165. They run for 324 as a team.
Yeah, I think his first play he ran was, 74, 75
76.
yards? Yeah.
That's tough to overcome. 1st and 10 for the Mounties at the 37. Here's Porta. Slips down. Shade's got the football, and he's going to be bumped out of bounds at the 42.
Boy, he's slippery.
Yeah. Tackling tonight's been a little less than what we've seen here from Springdale recently. Just guys getting out of, walking out of tackles. You talked about it early, coming back from that emotional win last week.
You know, a lot of teams, anytime you do that, and I've seen it over the years coaching, they just come out flat, especially when it's a rival game. It's, it's crosstown rival, especially with Harbor, and, they're just real flat, and especially when you have to play a team that's so offensively prolific that Rogers is.
Samuel Eisen is checked in at the quarterback spot. Alba right there. He's starting to flash a little bit more.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a young guy that's getting better. And I mean, we've called his name a couple of times tonight for the first time all season.
Yeah. And like I said, we talked about that. These young players definitely have to get those reps because they are going to have them at some point.
It's a 2-yard loss. Alba's first tackle for loss on the season. Anthony Alba, young man that's bright future here. At Springdale. Just a sophomore, 5'11", 190. This will be 2nd down, 3rd down, check that. Here's Shade. Springdale's got that one wrapped up at the 40-yard line, and Springdale's going to force a 4th down. Not sure if Chad Harbison will go for it or kick it. Clock continuing to run here, 1:25 to go. Looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field. Porta's coming back in. So they're going to go for it here on 4th down. 1:05 to go in the ball game. We're on the air 7 o'clock next week. Battle of the Bulldogs. I'll have all of my usual Fayetteville Springdale stories ready to go.
I'm sure there's a few.
There's a bunch of them. 5 wide receiver set. Caleb Porta is the quarterback. Porta to throw. And he's got a man right down the middle. That's Barriola, and he's going to score. Caleb Porta connects for 59 yards with Brooks Barriola, and Rogers is in the end zone again. Another touchdown for Rogers. With 25 seconds left to go in the ballgame, that's probably going to be the last play of the game as we await the extra point from Chaparro. Barriola, the guy who scored the touchdown, is your holder. Kicks on the way, and it's good. So our final score, Rogers 70, Springdale 14. Coach and I will be back to wrap it up. You're watching the Springdale Bulldogs on Springdale Athletic Foundation Television.
What's the only thing better than ordering your Whataburger favorites right on your phone? Earning free Whataburger while doing it. Download the Whataburger app to get started, just like you like it.
Final score tonight, Rogers 70, Springdale 14. And, Coach, just one of those nights.
Yeah.
Started okay, but you played a team that's certainly got bigger dreams, and they got rolling early, and it was just like a tidal wave. Couldn't stop it.
And we knew that with their offense, the way it was, that is one of those where we needed them to make some stops, them to kind of do some things to stop themselves. And I really felt like the play with Raxon intercepting the ball, that was kind of a turning point during the game, just to kind of slow them down, and we had that opportunity. And I tell you what, and Raxon's giving everything he got. I can promise you that. And our kids are just going to have to keep playing hard, come back again. It's we got some time, we got some games left. I think next week is a game with
Huge.
How Fayetteville's playing right now. With us offensively, if we can continue to get some things kind of straightened up, we got a chance to kind of put them where we need to.
It is going to be really interesting to see where Fayetteville is next week. I mean, they were getting hammered by Bentonville the last time we checked, and that was at halftime. So we'll see what happens in the second half of that ball game. But for Springdale, you're 3-4 on the year. Look, everything conference is all that matters.
That's
2-2 in the league. Everything's still in front of you. You got Fayetteville next week, Bentonville the week after that, and then Northside, who at last check was losing to Rogers Heritage. Springdale's got a lot to play for, and this is just one of those games you got to flush.
That's
get rid of it, and let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, that team that they just played, you're looking at a team that's they're gonna make a run at the conference and probably go pretty deep in the playoffs. And like you said, let's put this game. It's over. Can't change some things. Now we've got to move forward, get some things cleaned up. Offensively, I think first downs are huge. We did early on. We had a good job doing that, and then we got behind the sticks a couple times. And so I think we're where we need to be. Defensively, I know Coach Chicks is going to do a good job, and the defensive staff's tweaking some things there to make sure that we can get some things done moving ahead as well.
Yeah, Coach Hobbs and I will sit down on Monday. We'll have our usual conversation.
Right.
And, rivalry week again. I mean, you had the game last week, a huge win over Harbor.
Right.
Going to get a big emotional game against a team that's kind of reeling right now, so we'll see where they are. Kickoff is 7 o'clock next week. We'll be here to bring it to you for our entire SAF crew, including Coach Johnson. My name is Zach Arns. Thank you for watching. We will talk to you next week.